All right, tonight, we're going to talk about the NBA Finals. Sure, we're going to do that. We're going to unveil that burger thing that we were talking about for the last, 6 months or so. I'm going to spill all the secrets, give you all the secret sauce about how BS is made. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. And we're going to see who slid into our DMs. We've got trivia. We've got top picks. I am VJT. We are the 50,000 watt voice of the numbers, guys. This show is BS. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ready, dope.
All right, let's do it.
This is the 50,000 watt voice of the numbers guys in the Motor City.
And now, live from Studio 8B, it's time to BS with the guys.
Well, what is going on, Numbers Nation? Hey, if you're seeing us on YouTube, hearing us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, maybe Pandora, if that's still a thing, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, man, it's great to be with you. It is so great to be with you. And if you're catching us live, as I see a whopping 4 hour right now, some people late to the party, I guess, must be.
It's early in Iraq.
It is early in Iraq. I wonder what time it is there in Iraq, you know?
T plus 6 hours.
Is that what it is?
Maybe 7.
Yeah, something like
Probably
that.
more like 8.
Well, I was going to tell you guys is thanks for hanging out with us and making us part of your evening or morning, depending on where you're at. Maybe yesterday morning if you're in Iraq, who knows? But do me a favor, chime in the chat, hop in there and say hello. We'd love to hear from you. Certainly would love to hear from you. And if you'd rather text us, you can do that as well. That number, TNG Live 007, also known as 864-548-3007. And also, if you want to call in and talk to us, I will open the phone lines later. I'll give you that number at that time. And last but not least, folks, last thing I'm going to say, all show, I'm not being truthful.
Happy Pride Month?
Wasn't going to say that. But if we provide you guys any sort of value tonight, maybe it's a hot, pre-made, old-fashioned tip. Could be.
Pre-made.
Is that foreshadowing?
Yeah, it's the foreshadowing. Yeah. Do me a favor. Give this video a like. It's a thumbs up. Looks like this. And or your subscription to the Numbers Guys would be big league appreciated. And speaking of subscriptions, welcome to all the new subscribers. So happy to have you here. We really are. Now, with me, though, as we start every show, for the entire hour, to my right, your left, my man wearing some lumberjack today, D-Dub. How are you, pal?
I can't go back to the Pride again, right? Because I was going to say you got your Pride shirt on.
Is this Pride?
I think it's more retro.
Yeah, there's no red in it.
Oh.
It's
That was around before Pride was a thing.
I
That's
saw
very
that picture
true.
you texted out that was Jim's beard.
Yeah, the rainbow beard.
that was pretty funny.
If he would have pulled that off, I would have been impressed.
Maybe next June.
Yeah,
I'll
next
do
June.
that. Yeah. How you doing, pal?
It's a long month.
Sure.
Got a few weeks
Just
in there.
enjoying the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. The last few days have been a little
It's
rough.
humid as crap yesterday. My kid's picnic was yucky.
Yeah. So,
We complain about humidity? Is
that an impression?
We're talking about humidity.
hey, to my left and
It was like the playoffs.
Help me out here.
That's like the
Doug.
playoffs
Wait.
one, yeah.
to my
Practice.
left, to my left, and your
Okay.
right.
I get it.
Anthony.
I get it.
I'm curious because this is current news here. I want people to message in on this X battle.
Like Gary excluded.
Elon and Trump. Are you on a side? Are you on both sides? Are you on neither side? I want to know, are you sympathizing with both? Do you hate both? Or are you taking a side?
There's no way no one
Dump it.
sympathizes with both. That don't happen anymore.
Yeah.
They're both in the right.
So
Oh, good one, Daryl.
Okay, and I want to know,
Do we
so
have like a
for our liberal contingent that loved Trump, no, they loved Elon, hated Elon, will they accept him back
No.
if he goes ballistic on Trump?
I don't
on
think
X?
so.
They won't accept
Oh,
him back.
no, you're in. Once you cross the line, you're
You can't come back.
dead. Dead
It's
to
a
Trump.
one-way.
I fully expect to see Eli's like a shotgun to Eli's head on 23 Mile and Van Dyke poster.
He'll be hanging from a
So-
noose, right?
Is it like the demilitarized zone in North Korea? Once you step and wave to Kim Jong Un, you can't
I
go
think
back.
they might start. I know they've walked down 23 during COVID. This might.
They were back.
Escalate
No, they
it.
were back last week.
They're always there.
Okay.
Always. They never give up.
I mean, can you be on both sides now, or like
I
this
don't
is
think so.
this is an interesting development going on here. So I'm gonna stay tuned.
Yeah, keep us updated throughout the show if you would.
I
if
will
anything
check my
develops,
X
Tones.
feed.
That'd be
So,
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and next to you, the man that's was that a Sparty hat? Yeah, it is a Sparty hat. You got Richie and the Lions getting ready for football season.
100 days, I heard yesterday.
Yeah, not too-
100 days to football. So
Too far away. How are you, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good. You guys see that Aaron finally signed with the Steelers there today?
I saw it was close. Did it happen?
No, yeah, it's official. 1 year deal.
Okay, when you're doing.
41 years old.
Is he gonna be the starter?
I don't think
100%?
I don't think it moved the over-unders up or anything, so I think our show's still intact. If no one's seen it, go ahead and review that show. We'll break down the Steelers for you.
AFC. That was last
That
week.
was last week. I might have not been here for that one.
Yeah.
I might have left already.
I
don't
wouldn't.
know.
I wouldn't go back and see that. Don't do that. I was telling these guys that last week's show was the best beginning ever, and it went downhill, and the worst end of any show we've done. The biggest delta between the best and the worst.
Is it coincidence that Rich wasn't in the second half of the show?
I think that's what I was talking about. That's
It
what
was,
I'm
it
talking
was
about.
our
Rich-
highest high and lowest low.
all in
one show.
Yeah, we were at the mountaintop and rock bottom, all in 2-3 hours.
Some would say we were at the hilltop.
Some would.
As high as the hilltop.
All right, let's do what we do every week. How we start
What do we
every
do?
show off with. It's a little segment we call Libation Exploration.
Oh.
Tasty beers or fine bourbons for our face holes to try. It's libation exploration with the numbers guys.
It's just like a colorful can coming our way, Tony.
It is. They were back.
Very prideful, Ken.
In Studio 8B.
right.
In Studio 8B. By the
It's
way,
like Flintstones or something.
Aunt Debbie in the chat. We got Aunt Debbie. She says, put them both in a ring and let them duke it out. That's a good idea.
Maybe that'll be the next pay-per-view.
There's no way chunking.
Joe
people
Rogan's working on it already.
Is that Aunt Deb?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She wants a Texas death match.
What's that?
She's from
Correct.
Texas, right?
Yeah.
What's the
Well,
Texas?
what are you gonna be like
Oh,
a
it's,
duo
uh,
like Aaron Burr and who is this?
That's a duel.
No, I think it's
Hamilton.
Duel to the
it's
death.
a
Alexander
pro wrestling
Hamilton,
thing where they lock him in a steel cage and no holds barred.
Interesting. Okay. By the way, she says that
Pineapple.
last week went downhill because too much lime. That's what happened to Tones.
Was that last week?
That was 2 weeks ago, but that's okay. That
I'm
one went
losing
downhill
track
too.
of all these hazy shows.
I know. That's what happens when it's not football season.
Hazy IPAs.
Nothing better to do, man.
Detroit skyline is hazy.
Water by the Who. Next. Okay, here we go. Here is tonight's beer, courtesy of DW. There's actually 2 beers in tonight's show, but we'll do this one first. Eastern Market Brewing.
Oh,
Eastern Market,
I'm a fan of
Detroit,
Eastern
Michigan.
Market.
Did you record this?
I was there earlier.
are they
That's
buddies?
where I was.
Are they buddies with Detroit Distillery? Are like they bros down there?
I bet they probably talk.
You-
Sure.
You think they chat?
Bros.
Exchange cases?
Yeah, they might exchange cases, phone numbers.
Yeah.
They
Maybe.
need a stick of butter or a couple eggs.
Yeah, you know where to go. This is what's it called? Pineapple? It's off the screen now. Pineapple Market Day IPA. It's an IPA. And it tastes like pineapple, I bet, from Eastern Market Brewing. Did I say that already? I think I did. What's the ABV on this one, Deb?
4.8. 4.9.
4.9.
That's got to be, for an IPA, that's going to be bottom
Low.
barrel, right?
It's a disappointing.
You can
I
tell
was
it's not
shocked.
that strong. I wouldn't have guessed it was high by the taste.
What a bummer.
Wait, before we... Did anybody have any picks earlier? I forgot to...
I do have the B-ball.
You got the B-ball.
I got Pacers covering the spread, 9.5 plus.
Sounds like a solid pick.
Yeah, that seems like a big spread for
I don't
finals.
think they're going to
game.
win, but they seem competitive. You know?
Yeah,
Like they-
Indiana's going to be scrapping it out no matter what, dude.
That's a big line.
That is a big,
In a
that's a big
finals?
number. Yeah.
That-
I mean, isn't it like minus 800 to take the Thunder to win the series?
I got that coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have that.
is it that bad of a favorite.
I thought I saw that today.
I almost took them on Indiana money line, like plus 360 just for tonight's game. But
Yeah, that may be worth it.
Well, the game ones have been the ones that have been stolen. It seems like that one
Yeah.
have been probably too bad.
So you're to hear it first. Tones has plus 9.5 on the Pacers.
the Pacers.
Right, back to the beer.
You know what's odd? I actually tried this at Hopcat this week.
That is weird.
Yeah, I ordered a flight, and then I saw this was on there and said pineapple, so I gave it a shot. Eastern Market. I did not know it was an IPA. I will say it was my favorite of the four, but it tastes a lot different out of on tap than it does out of the can. I like it a lot better out of the tap, actually. This is I'm surprised it's the same beer because it tastes that much different out of the can.
Wow, really? That
Yeah.
much different?
Yeah.
Let me put this up here real quick. Bedita was about to say something. So it's
Yeah.
hazy. You know, nice lacing. Go ahead, Deb. I'm sorry.
If there's anything we learned from the Lime Beer Challenge, it's that when you put a beer out of its natural environment, it tastes completely different. Am I right? Am I right?
You're right.
That cloud lime,
Yeah, you didn't like that
we
one.
liked it the week before, and then
Right.
it gets into the cup, and it's horrible.
Yeah, that does make a difference.
It's weird.
Yeah, I've only drank that since in the can. I don't usually pour my beer in a cup besides here on the show, unless it's a draft, obviously, at a bar or something like that.
What about the rat urine?
That's in a cup. Yeah, it's always in a cup.
No. The
Well,
rat,
you drink
the
canned rat urine?
that drips onto the cans in the warehouse.
I don't care about that. Doesn't bother me. No.
Alcohol kills all that stuff.
Yeah. Deb, what do you think of this beer?
I think it's it got my hopes up, and then disappointed with that ABV. It's 3.2. A lot of potential, but you got to give me something more than 4.9.
Yeah, that's pretty low. That's pretty low, mister. Here's the rating scale, by the way.
Oh,
5, you're going to drive across town for the shit. 4, you're going to buy it with no hesitation. 3, you're not going to kick it out of bed. 2, you'll choke it down for the show so you don't look like a bitch. And 1 is a hard pass nastier than Flint's water.
these are uniform ratings.
Those are uniforms. Yeah, uniform
I
rating.
give yours a 4.
This is almost like a uniform, circa 1982, maybe?
You took the Astros and the Tigers and you blended them together.
Yeah, sure. Well, what do you think, Tom?
So most of the time with IPAs, I'm complaining about the strong aftertaste, lingering, too much, too heavy.
The hoppy taste.
Yeah, and this comes in smooth and nice little fruity taste, but then it just sits wrong in my stomach. There's no kick to it.
Can I get a different seat?
It's like a light beer. Yeah. But I mean, it's just it's way too weak for an IPA, and I don't know, that pineapple is just, I don't know, it's going to my stomach. It's not feeling too good down there. So I'm gonna say 3-4. It's good flavor, but I don't know, just doesn't do it for me.
Like a pineapple, maybe that they forgot to peel.
Yeah, I don't know, just it's a decent taste.
Would you say bat?
that?
Bat?
Okay. It's not horrible. It's not. It's not the green beer that you drink, but
Okay. All right. Richie, you kind of alluded to the way you feel about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say on the tap it was 4.5, 4.6. In the can, a little different though. I think it's got more of a fake pineapple-y taste in the can, whereas I thought on the tap it was kind of a nice blend of the berry taste, a beer taste with the pineapple. So I'm gonna say 3.8. It's not terrible. I agree with Tones. It doesn't have that hoppiness at the end, but just a little disappointing overall, I guess, from what I didn't even know we were having this, but I've been super excited if someone told me ahead of time we were having this because of how good it was. So I would say I'd recommend it highly if you see it out on any brewery this summer.
On
Very
tap.
good. Yeah.
But not in a can. You would not buy
I
it.
would not. I mean, I
Well-
would kick it out of bed, but not drive it anywhere to get it.
Yeah. You'd hesitate before you buy it, right?
I would.
On this one, this is kind of a challenge, man. Because the low ABV, and Budweiser has more ABV than this does.
Canada.
Yeah, so it's nice and light. That could be a good or a bad thing, depending what you're trying to do. If you're trying to host a award-winning podcast and live stream, you probably should stick to the lower ABV stuff.
Somebody
But
said
you're right.
that they were switching you to 32.
Oh, 3-2 beer. Yeah, I probably should do that. You were right, Tones. There's something missing. There's no kick.
No, you're waiting for
It's a
it.
little flat,
Think it's
kinda.
coming. IPA, and it's clicking in your head like something's gonna linger.
Yeah.
You know, it's not there.
I mean, it looks nice. It's pretty. I'm gonna give it a 3.7. Give it a 3.7. I want more. You know what I mean? But not more of this. But I want more from this.
Yes.
More booze.
Yeah, more booze,
Less
more
pineapple.
kick. I like the pineapple taste is good though. I think
I
personally.
had one of these before the show.
Yeah.
A little bit of a sour taste in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it lingers. That part lingers in my throat.
I felt my tummy. It's just I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't finish that. Though. Do you want an
You're
Oberon? I
stuck.
got
It
an
feels
Oberon
like
over
I just drank a cement mixer.
Oh,
here.
dear.
God. Oh, that's terrible.
I've been noticing a trend with your stummy lately.
Lately,
It's got a bad
Yeah.
stomach.
or the last two years.
I never heard that before, Rich.
Last 2 years or lately.
Stomach?
Oh, I mean, it just seems like he's having some more stomach issues lately since.
All this mixturing of stuff that we do on this show.
What if it was Stumelli? Stummy?
You know, before
Sore stomach.
before I started this podcast, I stuck to about probably 5 beers in my whole life until this podcast. And then I started mixing in all this crazy stuff. So
That's why we brought you in, Tones, because you're the expert, pal.
yes,
I was
this is
thinking
like a-
about chitones.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
And weird.
I was at Costco.
were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have
I like Costco.
Blackberry Crown Royal.
Yes, that's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good shot. Nice.
You've had that before.
Oh yeah, we have some at home. It's good. You gotta have it on the rocks though. Cold, it's a delicious shot. One of the best.
Well, you know what else what Costco had? Maybe let's give this a taste. If you guys want to open it,
Okay.
I'll start to
Yeah.
talk about it a little bit. So
Let's chat. We need some ice.
here's what happened. D-Dub got here early for a change, and I'm up here sweating, and he said, "Hey, you know, I was at Costco, and they have this Crown Royal, which Tones would of course like because he's a big Crown Royal guy, but they also had liters of pre-made Kirkland Old Fashions."
This must be brand new. I don't think I've seen that.
This is crazy. Here you go. So it's listed here at $32.49. That is not the price at Costco. This is if you want it delivered from Instacart. But if you went to Costco, what was it $26, Dub?
26 and some change.
26 and some change. This is 1 liter. 1 liter of Kirkland Old Fashioned Premix. Now to contrast this, we had a few weeks back, we had the Detroit City Distilleries bottled pre-made Old Fashioned, which we thought was excellent. But that was $25 for 3. you got that?
Did we do the ounce conversion?
I haven't done that. That was this was kind of a surprise. But
Well, I'm gonna guess that the what was that rating system you came up with, like the get hammered? It's gonna be high on that get hammered scale.
What do you do?
TNG
What do you do
hammer
up in
the hammer drunk.
D-Dub and Canada? What do you do? Fluid centimeters? How do you operate there?
Milliliters, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
And gender fluid also.
Gender
for
fluid.
DW.
There you go.
Yes. But I'm excited to try this because this is basically for the same price you're getting. If it's $3.75, Rich CPA, 375 milliliters. This is 1 liter for the same price. That's 3 times. 3 times the.
I don't know how much
quantity?
the other one was. Oh, the quantity. Yeah,
Was
but-
it?
Yeah.
You said a fifth? The other one?
Other one, no, it's
No.
375 milliliters was the Detroit
this
City
is
Distillery.
A little less than 3. A little less than 3 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the same price.
Same price. Wow.
That one was $29
give this a
or $25,
Yeah, those are 25
So
a
we
piece.
see how much.
which we thought was a good deal.
I thought that was a good deal because they were excellent. It's cheaper than going and getting one in a bar. But if you can get this, and if it's close in quality, and you have a Costco membership, you're getting 3 times the Old Fashioned.
It goes a long way in college.
Hell yeah, it does.
Were you drinking old fashions in college?
I wasn't drinking Old Fashions in college. No,
Did you fill coolers with old
He was
fashioned
smoking pipe.
premix?
I was. I was literally smoking a pipe with tobacco in it. Actually, that's what I was doing back then. All right, let's give this a taste. And while we're tasting this, let me get caught up here on the chat. You got Brian Ailes, Putter. What's going on, Putt? I wonder. I don't remember if you were on last show or
Putt
not.
did a pizza challenge.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Hey, Putt, text the show, the link, that number, TNG Live 007, 864-548-3007. So if you want to text the show a link, I will try to pull that up and we can talk about that for a minute. But he says, Week 16, Kirby Joseph interception at home against Pittsburgh. Bet it.
Lock it in.
Can you bet that?
I don't know if you can bet that quite yet.
What's the number?
That's a big future.
Yeah.
At Hotel Putt, you can bet anything.
That's
What's the
true.
number?
Yeah, did you already hang a number there?
It's probably minus 120 at Hotel.
Right.
Little juice on it there. And then Aunt Debbie says, real men don't drink so much fruit beer.
Oh, hey. Well, you know, she is from Texas.
That's
She
tough.
is from Texas. I don't know anybody else from Texas. Do you?
No,
What was that beer?
my brother.
That beer company that was
Shiner?
Shutterbach.
no, the one that we had a couple
Steinmetz.
in the first season of the show. It was like an area code,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and Dale brought in. He brought in the Polynesian whip,
Yeah.
which was like a
Like
Dole,
a Dole
whip,
Whip
from,
sort of arrangement.
Yeah.
I'm just tasting this right now.
What do you think?
My first impressions, it's a little sweeter. Mm-hmm. Definitely a little sweeter than the Detroit City Distillery.
Could be a pineapple hangover, but I don't know.
Yeah. Rich, you get
No, yeah, I was gonna say the syrup. I think stands out a little more in this one. I don't think it's quite as good, but I will say for the value, it probably surpasses it. If you're on a budget, if you're on a Manhattan pre-made Manhattan budget, this is for
this
you.
is for you. Which I think they designed this for. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have the classic like orange to it either. You know, like there's a little more orangey taste in a classic Manhattan, but it's not. It's I've had some bad ones. Like I don't. We talked about this last time. I don't like pre-made mixers too often.
Right.
But this
Generally
is.
not
I'd keep this around for parties and I'd keep it on my liquor cabinet, my tray, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And what's the proof on it? 70 something?
74 or 76?
Not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
74.
Jimmy.
74? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. Tones? You're kind of the old-fashioned guy here.
The Detroit Distillery one, so far, it's my gold standard for pre-mixed. Not that I've tried a ton, but that set the bar for me. This is okay. It's not as... I think that one's a little smoother, a little higher quality. You could tell the mixture is a little better. Again, if I'm having a pool party with the neighbors and I want some value, I'll go to Costco, grab a couple of these bottles.
Right, you don't want to crack out the good
Yeah.
stuff for the
Now,
neighbors.
for my private
Fuck that.
my private stash on a Saturday night, if I'm just watching the game on my own, I'm grabbing the Detroit Distillery version for myself. This is not bad. I'll go 3.9. 3.9.
Yeah. All right, Dub.
I think I like this one better, but I'm not an old fashioned guy.
Right.
I don't taste the bourbon as much.
Now, I would probably throw some cherries in a little orange just to see what
Let
it's
the
like.
record show that Tones would throw some cherries in.
I'd throw some cherries in.
Noted.
Would those be Montesino
The real fancy ones, the dark.
or a
dark ones.
Marichello?
I
dark
gotta have the
blacks.
wild cherry.
Does this deserve those really expensive cherries, though, Tones? I mean,
There's something about it though. At the end, just getting that, it's like
It's like a treat at the end for all your hard work.
I put a pizza combos in the bottom of every one of my old fashions, actually.
there's something about finishing the drink and getting that good cherry at the end. It's like the climax. The drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.6.
3.6.
I'm gonna go 3.95. It's not.
Oh,
quite
I'm
a
sorry.
4.
Did you not give that a number?
I was just gonna throw it in there before you rated
I
it.
apologize.
It's all right.
I apologize. This is a 4. It's a 4. I think it's
We're
pretty
all
good.
pretty close.
Yeah, it's not quite as. It doesn't smell like anything. Did you smell this? Like I can't
Yeah,
get it either.
I don't get anything either.
It's kind of weird. It
Yeah,
doesn't
you
like
can't.
have
You
really a
couldn't
scent.
tell.
There's
You
no,
couldn't tell it was
there's nothing burning you in the back on the back end.
No,
No, I was, yeah. What's he call that? Dante call that in the back?
the hug.
The hug, yeah.
The hug.
And
Huggy
it
bear.
is allergy season, so maybe that's.
That could have something to do with it. I know our air quality here in Michigan. My wife told me is like one of the worst ever right now.
That's what they're
Can't
saying.
breathe.
Yeah,
I think if
It's like
Canada
George
was,
Floyd out there.
Canada was a 51st state,
Hands
this
up.
this wouldn't be happening right now. So
no, that is true.
yeah.
Yeah, I got looking for the straight 4. That's pretty good. I mean, for $25, and you're just drinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would buy this to put out at the party so everybody gets their paws off my good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and imagine if you smoked this. Like, I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference really if you were like adding something
That
to
smoke
it.
does do some flavor.
Yeah,
Positive uplift.
Well, even the best part right now is you don't even need a smoker. You just put it outside for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
it's true. Thanks, Canada.
Come in, Manitoba.
Right.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, New Scum.
We should just had these. We should have taped the segment and had it on the tailgate of my truck.
We could
Some
have
smoke.
We get some smoke going. All right. Well, that was good. We have one more beer, but I'm going to space this out a little
Good
bit.
idea.
Yeah, that's what we should have done that last week too. But yeah, next thing you know, our heads were hitting the table. At least me and Tones. You guys were pretty okay. But
Space it out.
Tones and I, man, we had a rough time.
I took it easy.
Yeah, he took it easy.
Except for that one pour.
That one pour was substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have an intro for this or anything, but I know Rich wanted to talk about the NBA Finals here, which are starting in about a half hour on ABC, American Broadcasting Company or Corporation.
Association.
No, I think next year goes to NBC, doesn't it?
It does.
It brings back the old John Tesh.
John Tesh.
John Tesh. Yeah, so we got the OKC Thunder. It's in Oklahoma City
Thunder.
against. I always have a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to.
Oklahoma.
No,
Is
when
that
it
in
comes to the
Oklahoma?
Pacers because of Steven Jackson and Ron Artest and all that shit that
Well,
happened
Reggie
at the
Miller?
Palace. Reggie Miller was okay. He was okay.
Was it the Tiger King from Oklahoma, I believe, right?
No, Florida.
No. Bumfuck Oklahoma. Don't you remember that saying?
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were close. You were close. Here's the numbers, by the way. Odds to win the series
Carol
here in
Baskin
Michigan.
was from Florida.
Carol Baskin.
All right.
Yeah. Minus 650 is the best number I could find over at DK here in Michigan.
Have you seen a
For the series?
Could I ask anybody, have we seen a finals this slanted? When I think,
Pistons, I believe.
But when
in
I think the
2004.
Pistons Lakers, right?
yeah, but when I think the Pacers are a pretty solid team. Like, it's not like some fluke team.
You're right. This could be some foreshadowing. Maybe we jump on the Pacers here.
Oh, if I were throwing some money all day, why would you go the other way?
Why don't we call
It's
this a
stupid.
numbers guy special and I'll throw $25 on right now and then we can hedge it for the next week.
Why don't we? Why don't we do a group bet for the Pacers to win the series?
I don't know if you
So I
want to
like
do
the
that.
Thunder.
You want to do that at
I
plus
think the Thunder are
500?
going to win, but
No.
like Daryl said, the last time it was this slanted, I think the Pistons were underdogs against the Lakers, and they won in 5. It was like the 5-game sweep, in fact.
My brother was in Vegas. He bet on the Pistons to win the title, and he
Had to
cashed,
be at least
he cashed
plus
out.
500.
This was like halfway during the season too. He cashed out pretty good.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you. So you got OKC, first in the league in defensive rating. What else? Best regular season record.
Best player.
Best player, rating MVP. What else about
It's not raining. Did they pick him to be MVP this year? Or Djokovic was last year.
Oh,
but
Djokovic? Well, I thought Shea was.
This year, he just
He
won.
will be this
He just
year.
won.
He just won. They announced.
Oh,
it.
he did.
Yeah, they
Okay, my
announced
bad.
it.
All right.
Yeah, that's where I came up with the rating.
Yeah,
Raining
sure.
sound. Rating MVP.
Remember when we saw them guys live?
Yeah, we saw the raining
Those were
sound.
good.
Yeah, we did. What else? What else? I mean, probably the.
You like that band White Rain?
That's when I go to my PB meetings. That's what we listen to exclusively. They performed at one of those ones. Pacers, obviously, you got Halliburton. His dad back allowed in the audience. You saw that whole thing,
Yeah,
right? At
that's
the end
important to me.
Yeah, that's
Is he going to
important.
do the choke symbol this series?
Is that what he did? What's it, the
The
Greek
Greek.
freak or whatever?
The choke chop.
Remember when that guy was?
But he's the nicest guy. They say he's.
Remember when that old guy was walking up the stairs at the whatever arena the Golden State Warriors play at, and he was walking up past Del Curry, and he went to give him a handshake, and then he dabbed him.
What? No, I never saw that.
I do like Carlisle from the back in the Stones day though.
Okay,
Carl, he actually won the title with the Mavericks too.
Yeah.
he played for the Celtics, and he coached the Pacers for a bit.
Pacers, Pistons, Mavericks.
Yeah.
Pacers.
He had a relationship with Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Was that public?
Most coaches I don't like after they leave one of our teams, but Carlisle, I still like them. Yeah.
Probably a coaching advantage for Indiana, I'd say.
I would think.
I couldn't even tell you who the Oklahoma City coach is. But
Well, there you go.
You know, it's a cool finals though because neither team's won a franchise won a championship.
So we're gonna have a
They're
new
both
champion.
smaller markets, which you know I think it's kind of. I think Oklahoma City looks like a fun as hell place to play. I mean, it's one of those small towns that really they don't have anything else, so they kind of really show out for their basketball team. So
They got a cowbell there.
guy has a cowbell.
Don't they get the Sooner scooter?
What's that?
That's not right now.
Rich, I'm getting some angry comments from the people in Oklahoma City right now.
How was that?
I was saying that we have plenty of stuff here in Oklahoma City. Have you ever been to Oklahoma City, Rich?
Their barbecue.
You sound like you don't
I'm
know what
sorry.
you're talking about.
You also have the University of. I don't even know if that's in Oklahoma City. Is it? I don't think it is. Stillwater or something.
Where's the
Stillwater's run
Sooners?
deep.
Or
What's that?
or Oklahoma State? Where they at? Where Barry Sanders was he in
Tulsa.
Oklahoma City?
No, Tulsa's in Tulsa, I think.
Tulsa.
Oklahoma
King.
State, I think, is in Stillwater.
Which one's? Where's Oklahoma at then?
Oklahoma.
Norman. Sorry.
Actually, Michigan will be playing in Norman.
There's nothing in Oklahoma City. Let's face it, fact. I've driven through that city. The only thing you got there is tornadoes besides the thunder.
And Stephen A.
All right, so
It's pretty funny.
that's all you got.
Stephen A.
Sorry.
looking like he should be on the cover of a Boys to Men album.
In fact, if I'm the WNBA team, I'd put it in Oklahoma too, because that's all you got out there is basketball.
Well, football.
They
college.
had that terrorist attack
That's a
that
Norman.
time.
Oh, that's true. You did have a terrorist attack on a federal
Yeah,
building.
they have a federal building.
Yeah.
We barely have a federal building here.
Timothy
Clemens?
McVeigh.
I think
Nice
Rich
guy.
is seriously underestimating Oklahoma City.
I'm not throwing any shade. I'm just throwing facts.
People are pissed now, Rich.
Okay.
So minus 650 for the Thunder. I mean, that would probably be the play, but who's going to play that at minus 650? Not me. Not Rich.
Why would you?
No,
Not
the only thing to
Tones.
play is the Indiana side.
Oh,
of it.
for sure.
You guys want to put 60
Well, let's look at
some odd dollars
60
on it
units.
to
We're
win 10?
numbers, guys. Let's look at this from a different angle here. Maybe what if we let me pull up.
You wanna
the
do a game
odds
by
of
game?
FanDuel. I don't know if I want to do game by game, but let's see. All right,
Predict the series?
Pacers the sweep.
yeah,
What's
that's what I'm,
Pacers the
that's what I'm
sweep?
thinking.
Give me that
Oh,
number.
like
Let's go. Let's go series correct score. See what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So you got.
It's going to be 4-2.
If you think the Pacers are going to win, you take it 4-2. That's 10-1.
No, I'd take Oklahoma 4-2.
Okay, you can go Oklahoma 4-2 plus 410
Oh,
at that point.
it's a little better than.
I think that's a little better than minus 650 for sure. If you're thinking the
Is that
Thunder are gonna
minus
win.
or plus?
That's plus, buddy.
It's a plus 410
That's plus 410.
for Oklahoma.
I mean,
to
there's
win.
four. I mean, not only do you need Oklahoma to win, though, there's 4 different outcomes on that. That's
Exactly. But let's say okay, so there are 2 in Oklahoma City. Then they go back to Indiana. They're going to play 2 there, and then let's say they take them both. The Pacers do. So the series is tied 2-2 back to Oklahoma City. 3.
I like plus 220 Oklahoma City Thunder 4,
4-1.
Pacers 1.
Could do that too.
I can see that. That's probably the best bet, I think, for the money.
Yeah, if we're going to go on Oklahoma,
Best chance, I think. Yeah.
I think we just split it between the 4-1 and the 4-2. Maybe, right?
And you throw one Pacer bet, though. I would do
It could be Pacers.
a
4-3.
4-3.
Yeah.
A 4-3 Pacer. Throw a little cheddar on that.
And
Plus
If I were to
Thunder.
throw out the Pacers, I'd say they win 4-2 because they ain't coming back to Oklahoma.
You think they'll finish it off?
yeah, Oklahoma's got a ridiculous record at home. Best in the league.
So 4-2. Let's throw a little bit on 4-2 Pacers. 4-1 Oklahoma on 4-2.
If I would stagger it. I don't know. I put like a low amount
And
on Pacers, and then higher amounts on the Oklahoma City bets.
okay, fair enough. So if we have $100 to work with, how do we allocate that?
I'll let you guys figure that part out. But does anybody look at the MVP market?
No.
Okay.
I bet you did, though.
No, I have not. Obviously, a proxy
It's
for
got to be Shea minus 300 or something.
minus
like that.
300. Well, but it's got to be better than minus 650, you'd figure, right?
Well, if
look at- I'll try
Halliburton's
to
probably
find
the
that.
second highest.
Let me try to find that.
Although he didn't win Eastern Conference.
You thought he did.
It was the center, right?
He thought he won it. And then
Did he?
They pulled the carpet from his. Yeah. Did you see that, Jimmy?
No, I did not. What was that?
They were passing out awards or whatever. They called them for something.
Okay.
And then he thought he'd won the MVP, and he, in fact, did not.
Kind of psyched him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Psych.
So that was all over TikTok.
Ah, it was one of those TikTok things. Why can't I find this? See, hold on a second here. Let's try this. Okay, this will work.
Can you get who will score the first possession tonight?
I can do that
Oh,
for
yeah, we
you.
can always do that. I love that.
So here are your odds.
Can we get who wins the tip?
Shea, God, dude, this is for MVP. He's minus 550, minus 600, minus 6.25.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, that's not really touchable either.
I would say if you
I'm
want
going
to
to go
take
Chet
a,
Holmgren for
Holmgren?
plus 8,000. Why not?
Yeah, or J Dub.
I
J-Dub?
like that Pascal Siakam.
Pascal Siakam's a stud.
I would do
Yeah.
I would do
From his,
Halliburton because if Pacers win, plus 700.
It also has to do with your allegiance to Dick Cheney, I believe.
Yeah, Dick Cheney. Yeah, I do. I was on the board.
Can you? I
Halliburton.
wonder if we can.
Can you?
Somebody see if we can put these together. I doubt it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you put Shy in as
Yeah.
in with the 4-2 or 4-1? Because
I doubt it. We could try it.
he's gonna win.
Right. Does anybody want to try to mess with this for a minute?
Not interested.
No.
Nope, pass. Next segment, please.
Who do
Anybody?
you like to win?
I mean, I think it's properly priced.
Yeah.
I like the Thunder. I get it. You know, if you want to take a dog, it's 6.5 to 1. But I just you'd have to get to a point where you could potentially hedge out of it. I think, and I don't know
Can I put it from this
if they're down
perspective, actually?
0-2. Are you going to get a chance to hedge at better? You know, to get some. Probably not. Maybe they win game 3. I don't think so. I think the number is going to be.
They go up 2-0. You're going to be able to hedge the shit out of that. Then.
Well, thank you for that, Rich.
Well, you didn't specify what you were talking
Come
about.
on, seriously.
Come on.
Well, everybody, yeah. I mean, like 2-0 for Oklahoma, you got nothing. So
That's what I'm saying.
it's already,
Like,
it's already minus 650. Let me just say this though, and I'll throw it out there. What do you think the odds would be on this series if the Celtics were there? It would be much closer, but I think Indiana is getting a lot of shade because they're Indiana.
I think
What
They
were they,
were
the
in the
4
Eastern
seed?
Conference Finals last year, and they're back.
I think Indiana's getting a much tougher time than people are thinking.
I think, yeah. I mean, I like Oklahoma City to win. I just think it's going to be a close.
It's going to be
series.
scrappier than the odds show.
I think you're probably right. I mean, Indiana's great offense, right? Defense maybe not quite as great.
They've shown
Better coaching.
multiple times this playoff series. They're not out of a game. They've been down 7, 8, 9 with a minute to go.
You know what they call that? Resilience. They're resilient. But I just don't think they're going to win the series. So let's say we give them 2 games, maybe go OKC 4-2. Don't you think?
I like that.
Yeah, if I'm throwing money down, probably that.
Yeah, maybe 1 at home, 1 on the road. Even maybe they sneak 1.
I think 4-1
4-1.
plus 220.
What was that? Let me pull that back up again.
Yeah, it was plus 220.
Plus
220. 4-2's 410. You can bet on both, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anybody else have anything they want to add before this? The game's about to start here in 20 minutes Eastern Standard Time.
I'll give you my winner at the end of the game tonight.
50-50-20, and that's $30 each.
I'm out. Not interested.
Yeah.
Okay, you're allowed.
Did you have a bad day in women's tennis today?
It's all going on Scheffler.
Is that what happened?
He's over.
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
See what? 4-1, 4-2?
Yeah, then they'll get then they'll sweep them.
Indiana's
I
going to
don't
win
think
at least
so.
one.
Yeah.
Indiana will win at least one.
Hey, we got some more spam in our chat. Love that. What's going on? I have to be able to control what shows. Did I maybe said this last week? Control what comes up there. I'm going to figure that out. I got to do that. All right.
Can you? What would it do? Put them into like
There he
holding?
What's this?
That's a spam in the chat.
That's
Is
what
there-
happens when you get up over.
Is that an AI bot?
400?
Might be.
When you get up over 400
Russian farm,
subscribers,
Yeah.
Oligarch. Russian oligarch.
This is disinformation. Russian, he's still doing it. All right, man. That's
Is
pretty
this
cool.
George Bott?
Hey, you know what? I can shut it off altogether.
I think it's China trying to negotiate a trade deal.
Well, just make sure you subscribe before you leave the chat.
Yeah, we don't care. We'll take bots. We don't have a problem with that. Hold on a second here. Let me find this.
if you block them, do you get to keep the subscription?
Good question. That is a good question.
Thank you.
All right, there will be no more chats on the screen. You can still chat in the chat, but there'll be no chats on the screen. Anyway,
Oh,
Wow, we're getting that big now that people are taking the time to spam our show.
yeah. No, I appreciate the people
that's a
spamming.
compliment.
we're
That
going to
is.
start hearing from all the Second Amendment warriors out there.
Those are all my friends.
Does that include chainsaws? Elon was asking. Second Amendment.
Wait, which one's freedom of speech?
You know what, I'm
I think
gonna
it's number one.
The First Amendment
That's
warriors.
the number one.
let's open the phone lines. I forgot to do that.
She was guns.
That number, if you want to call in, you can call in and talk to us. We don't have a problem with that. We shouldn't be getting any spam calls for crying out loud. They are screened. This guy.
I don't know because I've been selling a lawnmower the last 2 weeks on Marketplace,
Okay.
and
How's that
I had
going?
somebody with a really phony Asian accent call me,
How was he?
and
Wait, be careful. I think June is also Pacific Islander month. So
June is action packed. If
There's
you're
a lot of stuff.
a minority of some sort.
There's a lot
Sure.
of stuff, James.
Ah, you have lawnmower for sale.
I think that's what it was like, Rich.
And you know what takes the back seat
That's
out of all
offensive.
that?
How so?
It's frickin' Father's Day. It takes a back seat to all that mumbo jumbo.
It does. That mamma jamma. I'll go ahead and tell you. You're going to tell a story about
I
your
was. It's
lawnmower.
probably
here?
not going to be as good anymore because of tones, but nevertheless, I answer the phone. And he says, "Oh, me so sorry, whatever," and I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "You still got
Sorry,
that?"
what did he say? I didn't
Hey,
hear
me, you what's so? So he says
miso.
something about, are you flexible on the price? And he said, "Well, I could
That's
probably
not
knock
Chinese.
off
That's an
100.
Indian usually.
Yeah.
I can maybe knock off 100 or maybe $200." He said between 100. Okay, 150.
That fits right in there.
So I hung up on him.
Well, you said I could
It's a
knock off.
potential sale.
I could potentially knock off 100 or $200. He said, "Oh, okay. We call it 150."
Well, that's,
Yeah, he's just
that's exactly what you
negotiating.
wanted.
Yeah.
No. He's talking about the final price.
I don't think so.
Oh, the final price. You had it listed for 1,000 or something. And
Yes.
He offered you 150.
Yeah.
After you, okay, I thought you just meant
No.
knock off $150 because that would be.
Right.
Yeah, you could see where. Yeah, the numbers guys
Might have been a loss in translation.
could be. Yeah. All right. Well, that was another good story, Dub.
You like that?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
If Tones hadn't interrupted, it would have been really poignant and on point.
Could be another segment.
But-
We have Thursday stories with
I'm
Daryl.
dealing with amateurs over
I'm
here.
trying to get safe. This is not the month to make fun of Asians. Okay?
I don't,
don't think
think
they
you're
qualify
right
as-
about that.
Island
Pacific
Islander.
Islanders. Yeah,
What kind of
that's,
not
calendar do
Asian,
you
is it?
have?
that's like Japan and Vietnam, Cambodia.
Hawaii,
Well,
maybe.
China is not an island, so I'm not sure that qualifies over there.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It should be an island.
Bourbon Appreciation
I just-
Month.
That is. Here on the numbers,
I
guys.
just like stop Asia hate. Asian hate.
Yeah.
Stop Asian
I'm for that.
Yeah.
I should probably say.
I will say though,
sorry.
all the Asian people that I came into contact with at Michigan State, smokers,
all smart, probably.
smokers.
Oh yeah, they like to smoke.
Definitely the
Cigarettes
only
or,
ones in the
weed?
library on the weekends.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Yeah.
They like cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
I'm not trying to generalize, but
Oh, that's
smokers.
I've had that observation as well. Yeah, even the doctor Asians.
that weird?
They like
The
to smoke.
Asians?
Yeah,
I think if
Doctor-
you were a doctor, you'd be like, "Oh, this stuff kills you."
maybe
They
they know
smoked
something the rest of
opium,
us
though.
don't.
Remember the stories we used to read in high school? It was always the opium. They always put the opium in the pipe and smoke it.
Are all your doctors like Leslie Chow? Yeah.
Concubines. They had a thing for concubines as well.
Motherfucker.
I like my doctors like Connie Chung personally.
Ooh, yeah.
You remember her?
I
Yeah,
do remember Kenny Chang.
She was married to Maury Povich.
she was. Yeah, Mopo.
Her sister was looked just like her though.
What
It's
was
crazy.
And their whole family.
You know, I don't know who her sister is.
Her last
Wang.
name was
What's Chung?
another Chung. Mrs.
Did you say
Chung.
Wang Chung?
Wang, I believe.
Well, it could be.
Everybody do the Wang Chung.
Okay.
I feel like our Island Pacific viewership is going up by the minute.
I think so too. But you know what? They're smart. So they love trivia. So
And they make good
Calling
food.
the masters of facts, the sultans of stats, the czars of knowledge that isn't learned in college. It's the numbers guys.
See if I can
trivia.
find the
all right, it's numbers, guys. Trivia. Let me pull up that question. I know. I think Richard has to find the link.
I'm sure I do.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask this question while you guys are pulling it up.
That's what she said.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, I don't think so.
plus or
Sounded good.
minus 1 through 2005. How many times have the Lakers and the Celtics met in the NBA Finals? By the way, that should be through 2025.
I was going to ask.
Yes, I have
Lakers,
that.
Celtics.
Wait, so all times through 2025.
Through now, yeah, through
I was
present
gonna
day.
say, why are you gonna cut out the 80s?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it's through now. How many times have the Lakers and Celtics met in the NBA
Wow.
Finals?
I'm going to get this wrong, but I feel like you're recycling questions now.
Did I do this one?
No, I don't think you did, but it definitely wasn't through 2025, but it might have been through 2005.
No, I don't think
Back in one of our earlier seasons.
That's an educated guess on my end there.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
I took a
I
stab
don't
in the
have
dark.
the NBA histories mapped in my. Although I should. I actually read a stupid article that rated the best NBA finals from the start to through now. On CBS.
Was what
Day.
which finals?
All of them. They rated them.
Oh, they rated them. Okay, I
yeah.
got you. I
And the
got you.
Pistons were all on the back end. This guy must have been like a big Piston hater because they were like,
Really?
yeah. I don't think the first Piston championship hit to like 40 or something like that. And then let's say there's been 55.
I think the bad boy ones
yeah,
were
the first
entertaining.
one,
Yeah.
they lost in 7. That
I
was
can understand it
pretty
going to
darn
work well.
exciting.
Okay, well, the ones that they lost in were higher rated than the ones they won. The ones they won were all like towards the back end. In fact, they had one where they lost in the 50s or something to the Nationals. I ain't even heard of that team.
Huh.
And they had that in the top 20. I was like, okay, yeah, everybody remembers the 1957 Nationals
Sounds like
Pistons.
clickbait.
That does sound like clickbait.
That's all I do during the day is clickbait.
Sounds like you want to go to NBAHDTV.com for all of your viewing needs. Spammer, man. Spammer. Although, hey, any what do they call it? Interaction is good, probably. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that expression about publicity?
No news is
Yeah.
bad news. Or bad news, no
Bears?
news is but
I think it all applies here. Yeah.
One
for
last
sure.
thing
there's
about
no such thing
Asians.
as bad news.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
Bad
Rich.
publicity.
Pretty good masseusers, as they say.
That's what they say. That's what they
They
say.
finished strong.
They say pretty good masseusers.
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 Is that a word?
I want to say yeah.
No,
Yeah.
wait.
I don't think so.
Misogynist.
What do you call plural?
Misogynist.
Massage.
I think they
Massagers.
masseuses, right?
A masseuse?
You're a masseuse. If
They-
you're a
Masseuser.
massager.
They tend to end on a high note.
What is it like? It's not like a flock. It's not like a totally
no.
different word. You know.
Well, if you're a massager,
You're a misogynist.
you're a masseuse, right?
No.
So you'd be masseuses if there was more than one.
Is
I don't think there's
is
an
that
R.
right?
Yeah, I think so. Ask the bot. He'll tell you.
Masuzus.
Masseusers.
Oh, this is such a fun thing. Such a fun thing to do. Where am I at? Oh, I know where I'm at.
You know what we need for
What?
this
Yeah,
show?
you tell me.
Laugh track.
That's
That'd be
pretty
great.
much Tones and Rich. That's what they're here for. Sometimes. Yeah.
Natural.
Yeah.
Well, Tones always looks at me when I cut off a guy.
I'll put you on it.
BM.
He's a hilltop man. Maybe it's for JT from the Proud Boys
Boys
clan.
clan.
It could be for Richie. Queens Bar is where you'll see him. You never know what we get. Sliding into our DMs. Sliding into our DMs. Sliding into our
It's a good
All right,
game.
everybody's favorite part of the show. But let's let Rich finish what you were saying.
I was just gonna say, like, I laugh because every time Tone's about to start laughing, he looks at me.
He does.
I
Tones
can't help
always-
but start laughing.
That's another
Goes off
reason.
his way to look at me and then start laughing.
Yeah, he's always quick to laugh. That's why I always love Toads.
Yeah.
It's easy to keep him
light up
entertained.
your smoke.
Quick with the joke.
Yeah, yeah. BJ had, and BJ canceled his concert. Did you know that?
Cancer?
Brain.
Yeah, I gotta look for that.
brain
Brain
issue.
cancer?
Oh no.
Brain what?
I don't think it's cancer. He was having some sort of was it pressure on the brain?
Yeah.
Fog.
It's got drained fluid to
fog.
his stomach from his brain.
Oof. Yeah.
Not a good scenario.
Not cool for all the BJ heads out there. That might be breaking news, but he's canceled his concert. That's Billy Joel, by the way. He canceled his concert here in the great state of Michigan. I think most of them too. I don't think he's going to be touring now.
Everything's canceled right now.
Still doing the nightly show in Madison Square Gardens.
I think that's been done for a while now. Yeah. Oh. So sliding into our DM. So this is we have it's a pretty large to extra large presence on social media,
X.
especially on Twitter. X, yeah.
It's growing.
D-Dub's in charge of that. We get these DMs pretty frequently now, and especially as our channel has grown. I've noticed you've been telling me they've been
Growing
coming
like Tone's prostate.
in, growing just like that.
I got one here for you.
Sure.
Uh-oh. My wife just said I got hacked. So hopefully that doesn't affect any of our DMs
Oh,
here.
Holy, these
No.
Asians are on top of their game.
Dang.
Yeah, I think it's probably this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
This show is the greatest. Not bad. The greatest thing since Quill.
Huh?
Since NyQuil.
Sequel.
Oh, nice.
ZQuil. Help you get your Z's. That's my
I
Nitol?
think they're saying we're putting them to sleep.
I can understand that.
After last week's show,
That doesn't happen to be.
one of our guests was falling asleep.
Yeah. That's not plumbers.
Did they fall asleep after
The second half, he was snoring a bit.
Yeah. It was
Good
a
guy, though.
Good guy.
That's from Pie-Eyed Piper.
Oh, I thought that might have been from Plumber to the Star's wife because you said we used to put her to sleep. Like literally, she listened to us when she was going to sleep.
Sounded like a compliment coming from her.
Yeah, she can make anything sound like a compliment.
So, is the honey bourbon? My favorite is this.
It's a honey
Again?
bourbon. Okay.
So is the honey bourbon? Oh, I think it's regarding last week's show. So is
pretty
the
good.
honey bourbon? My favorite sandwich at BK is the Bourbinator. So yeah, Kentucky Ken. Now, I don't understand that either. If you put honey into a bourbon, doesn't it now become
a whiskey?
whiskey again?
That's what you said last week.
Yeah.
But it says bourbon on the bottle.
No, but he said that it's in a honey cask, essentially. That they don't actually add it to it. Isn't that what he was saying?
So it still qualifies as a bourbon?
Yeah, I think it just imparts the flavor, but there's no actual. They don't add to it
Because they don't add it's infused right into
Right.
the walls.
into the walls of the.
So whiskey's basically bourbon, just it's altered afterwards somehow, or used
to
in
do
an
with the
older
casks,
barrel,
doesn't it, Rich?
used in an older barrel, or altered somehow afterwards.
Must be altered with like water or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go
don't know.
back and
Because
listen
he
to.
said bourbon's, it's got to be original barrel, right, for the bourbon.
Well, we're at like
One-time use.
950 views last week. I'll go watch it a couple more times.
Yeah, that's right. Rich
Ken, I'm
saw it
not
almost
sure
a
if that
thousand
answers
times.
your question or not, but
Sorry, Ken. Watch last week's show, Ken.
Yeah,
About the
let me-
45-minute mark.
He was saying that. What?
He said bourbon, once it's out of the casket, if
I
you
don't
do
think
something
that's
to it,
it.
if it's altered, it's
whiskey.
called whiskey.
Yeah, or you can't use the barrel, the cask again.
you can't call it bourbon.
Yeah, it's got to be whiskey after you use it. the second
Remember,
time.
he was comparing it to Jack Daniel's honey.
Yeah, but Jack Daniels adds the flavor
They add
after.
it, so
Yes.
that's why
a
it's
whiskey.
Kind of, well, it's whiskey anyway, right? Jack Daniels is.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he said that's why it tastes like shit, is because they actually are dumping shit in it.
Yeah.
Versus just having that be the flavor that comes from the barrel. right?
Correct.
I think was the, okay. Yeah, we got pretty deep into that. Go ahead. I'm
Big
sorry.
difference.
No, I wish I could answer Ken's question, but I guess I don't have a
Oh, we'll have
definitive
Dante back sometime.
answer.
Yeah, that's what we think.
With the clears.
Well, he needs time to sleep.
Dante, he called me that next morning, by the way.
What did he say?
He's
Did
like-
I leave my my?
He said, "Yeah,
Keys?
I think I left an extra bottle of that bourbon there. I'm gonna come by and grab it." Yeah. Nice guy.
Mr. Rich,
Oh,
are
boy.
you staying for the whole show?
I am.
How old's your daughter? That's from Alex.
Oh boy, Alex.
Oh,
She might be a little more in your wheelhouse. She's 16.
I don't think that's gonna play for him.
He likes his girls a little bit older.
Yeah. Yeah. He likes the Cougars.
Like
Half-
Stacy's mom.
Half pack, Hidden Valley, 2 buttermilk, 4 Hellman.
For what?
Hellman. That's from Darko. He was sending me the ranch.
he forgot the
Hold
S
it.
at the end of helmet.
Holden asked him about the ranch recipe.
Okay, he just got it over to us. Oh, thanks, Darko. Always a good guy.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out her.
Hi. Number 314 in the house.
Woo woo.
How? Oh, God. How was your Circle J on
What?
Tuesday? You should have walked your fat asses over to Hotspot.
Oh God,
That's from Alicia314.
that's no bullshit.
Let me
either.
tell you something, Aisha. That's not something I would joke around about.
There was a shooting
No.
on Van Dyke. We couldn't cross the road.
Yeah.
I was behind the hot
Who
spot.
wants to? So we went to Hilltop to film. I don't
Spoiler.
want to say why we were there, but we were there. We all had lunch there.
We're there
I'll
for
talk
a Circle
about-
J, apparently.
Yeah, apparently for a Circle J.
Maybe
God, a
she
little
meant
rough.
maybe she meant the Circle K that's over there.
That's probably
I think that's what
That's
she
why
meant.
Daryl was there early.
That's
Yeah.
probably it.
But while we were on the way there, like Tones and I, we got there a little bit late, and him and I were driving via caravan style. He was right behind me, and there was an ambulance that was buzzing down the road with 2 cops in front of it. And it turns out that there was an officer-involved shooting
Yeah.
right across the street from the
And we were
Hilltopper.
just obliviously driving through it. Like nothing's
Yeah, I drove
going
right
on.
past it afterwards. It's all just taped off. And
Tell us about the hot spot, Rich.
yeah, I actually never been there. I love the
Sure.
coffee, but no, I actually have never. I know a lot of teenagers and stuff go in there for coffee.
Wait, I think one of you guys were telling me it's like a tilted kilt for coffee kind of deal, where it's
Yeah.
bikini clad.
Why don't we take
Baristas?
a group trip? to
There's
get
a couple
coffee?
of them. There's one in Troy too, I think. Right?
Yes, and then Mountain 16.
Is there one over there
Yeah,
too?
Mountain.
Gotcha.
We'll save that for when we start reviewing coffees.
I was going to say it's a Frommer's sort of arrangement we just had there. That's what it sounded like.
Last
Michigan
one,
tour
guys.
guides. Yeah.
Pacers in 6 over Knicks. Gary K.
Well, I'm
Good
I'm
odds.
backing up the truck for that. G.
That's a brink.
Thanks. Thanks, Gary.
Snoop actually said in a private conversation, where is Snoop? Maybe this is him spamming us right now. He's
How much did he
trying to
put
get
on
his
that bet?
TikTok all trying to get some subs for his TikTok. He said that he wanted to take OKC, but he said minus 700. No way. That's what he told me. And I agreed with him.
He's a numbers guy.
I agree.
Yeah.
GK.
Yeah. All right. Well, those were good. Those
Yeah,
were
let's
good.
get
I was
some more
like,
of
hey, by the way, on Twitter, we're at the Numb Guys with a B. At the
It's more ice in
Numb
this biatch.
Guys is our Twitter. Feel free to DM us anytime you'd like. So, will you guys re-ice? You reloading over there?
I'm good. I got plenty of
Right.
booze over here. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. I stand by my 4.
You want some more?
Stand
No,
by
I'm good. I'm good.
Stand by me.
We've been talking about this thing that we're going to do with burgers. And we kept talking about it and talking
Yes.
about it. And finally, D-Dub said, we're going to do this tomorrow. Let's do this tomorrow. And of course, we're like, okay.
You said
What did I say?
you could that if we did it on Tuesday, we could get it out for Thursday.
Yeah, I was wrong. I was way wrong. So we figured out what we're going to call the burger thing. Here it is.
Ooh, I like that.
You like that?
A little smacking.
A little sizzling.
Yeah.
Sizzling, yeah.
Between the buns.
I like it.
That's great.
I bet you do,
Everybody
Toads.
likes it.
Yeah. With the
Trademark
numbers, guys,
pending.
by the way.
Yeah.
Angie
Yeah.
liked it. Aisha over there at the Hilltop liked it.
Sure.
Trans people like
Lauren
it.
said it was
Yeah.
stupid.
She said, "Oh, it's supposed to be. I mean, it's stupid. It's going to be stupid. We don't do anything that's not stupid."
I
But
like the transparency.
so
I said trans people. You said transparency.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we're 2-in-1 tones.
Really, we could probably just do with one of you guys. If you think about it,
Oh, you would miss
Yeah.
us too much, Daryl.
be the
Especially
three.
me.
It's a combination that
the
flows
three
together.
numbers.
Just one day you'll admit that I complete you, Daryl. And then until we
I
get to
think
that time,
we already figured out your complete tones.
yeah, you guys are two hearts that beat as one. Is what those two are over there. It's a beautiful thing, really.
Ultra combo.
Somebody was asking me on Twitter, but I didn't
Yeah.
read it because they said his tone's sitting on Rich's lap. Is that weird?
I don't.
Does that look like
I'm
that?
always by myself.
No,
here.
that is, I guess is the when they listen to the podcast on Apple Music,
Oh, so they don't know for sure.
right?
Beats.
Yeah, is he like a?
Puppet.
Yeah, who's that guy? Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
This is a
He's
Jeff
good.
Dunham situation. Oh, he's one of the best. Vince, Uncle Vinny loves him.
Oh, he did. In Vegas.
Second only to Sherry and Lamb Chop. Right?
Oh, as far as puppets go,
I think.
Okay.
yeah, I'd say so.
Famous puppets.
Go ahead, Rich. Famous puppets for 1,000.
Well, there was Robbie on that Nickelodeon show. That was pretty funny.
I like the Muppet old guys in the
Oh, yeah.
in the
They were
theater.
classic.
The
Yeah.
theater guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those were the best.
Those were too classic.
How about
Beaker was
Fraggle
always
Rock?
good.
Beaker was
Is
cool.
Fraggle Rock considered Muppets?
There.
Do
They're
it one more
definitely
time.
Muppets. For
One
sure.
more time, just in case we need to use it later.
me.
Yeah, that'll be something.
Is that Bunsen or Beaker?
Beaker, I think.
Beaker.
Beaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bunsen was the egghead.
Yeah. Bunsen.
I didn't love the Muppets.
I did too.
Is someone here?
Yeah, might be.
That ghost that we heard before.
It's
Is Dante back?
Could
somebody
be.
from Oklahoma City.
I told you they were pissed, Rich.
I think the Asian bots have
Yeah.
got to our location.
It sound like something.
This was
That
built
did
on the
sound like
Cleveland Indians gravesite. That's why.
Is that true?
Yeah.
All right, let me get back to this. So it's between the buns. That's what we're doing. And what we're going to do, and what we already have one in the can. Is it technically in the can? Because it's not really put together yet, but we have
Yeah,
one
I'd say so.
recorded.
I don't think we're going
mean, it's
back
not-
for more footage, are we?
No, it's like in the can.
That was Jim's idea.
I mean, I would totally go back and re-record it because the first one was not that great. But I'm my own harshest critic here, so
I had to see the rest of
Yeah,
it.
let's see
there
the.
ain't much else to see. That was pretty much it.
Because the clip, can you run that clip for everybody?
I
at home?
I do not have
Oh
that clip,
man,
unfortunately.
I thought that was some of our best work.
Yeah.
It was pretty solid.
I mean, it was a good 3 or 4 seconds there we had.
It was a solid 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Come
10
on.
out of the 45
not
to
fair.
hour and a half we were there.
We should just throw that 10 seconds on TikTok. We'd have like 1,000 followers by now.
Yeah, well, Daryl insulted every Keno/pull tab player in the state of Michigan,
That's offensive.
or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah,
But-
it was like a deep thought I had, and then Daryl just trashed it.
Yeah, which is well, everybody, you guys will see it next week. So this is the way this is going to work. By the way, I want to give this out tonight, and also I'm going to show you guys our rating scale. How we're going to rate probably every burger within a 100-mile radius of this place. So we're going to record the video on location, the on location part of the video.
Rest in peace, Fuddruckers.
Yeah, man,
That would have been,
a great one.
Yeah.
I don't know how that place's been open forever. dude.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick I can get off what I was trying to say because all you said was Fuddruckers, and I changed my whole.
We were talking about categories.
Yeah. So we're going to record it on, call it a Thursday, maybe like after the show. We're going to go eat these burgers. We're going to record it. We're going to have it all put together, the on location part of the Between the Buns burger reviews, right? We're going to have that done by the following Thursday for the live show. So on the following Thursday, we're going to show you guys the video of the on location portion. Then we're going to rate that burger live on the show, smush all that together, which will then become its own video for the following week. So if you are tuned in live, you're going to get these videos almost a week at a time, really. Because if we release them on Tuesdays, yeah.
You don't even have to be part of the Patreon for
No,
that.
you don't, yeah, free of charge.
Not yet.
Free
But
of charge. If that's not a reason to watch us live, I don't know what is.
Well, I mean, with the
No
Patreon,
promises.
you get that video we were just
Yes.
alluding to.
Yes, that is on our Patreon. Do we have that address?
Yes, it's Daryl at Winningham. Dot
Have we picked our second
GeoCities.
Have we
dot
picked our next in line?
Tilde.
Well, and that's the other thing. I should
Slash
mention that. You still
word
know what
tilde.
that- It's got 2 tildes in it. What about what's the little
Dot.
what's this little slash that goes like that? Is that the tilde? I thought the tilde's a squiggly, right?
Yeah, the up, half down, or half circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know that as fiance Lauren. I don't know why I think she knows all this stuff, but I think she does. And that's the other thing. So we will also, on the week ahead of time, let you guys know where the following week is going to be. So we're going to tell you right now, this is not going to surprise anybody, but this coming week is going to be,
Shamrock.
Hilltop.
where is it?
Hilltop?
Yeah, go ahead. Hilltop Bar. Going to be at the Hilltop Bar. So we've already recorded the portion at Hilltop Bar. Next week, I'll have that all put together, the portion of us being there, talking about the burger, talking about other things, and then we'll give that our rating live on the show next week, which will, again, will then come out as its own video the following week.
And there'll be a lot more than just burger talk.
For this one,
There'll
for
be
sure,
lotto talk.
there isn't enough burger
There'll
talk.
be history of the
But-
Hilltop talk.
Yeah,
There'll be Tones liking bread because he's Italian talk.
he does like bread.
We did find out Tones
Is that
is
stereotype?
Italian.
Is that
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You said it. I just repeating.
Tones is Italian on his mother's side and his father's side.
Both sides.
about
Both sides,
that?
combo.
Both
And
sides.
his middle name
Guido, but I knew that.
and the last 4 digits of your social security number.
8832.
555.
Oh, five,
Okay.
five, five.
555.
That'll work.
So how are we going to rate all these burgers, you may ask? Well, I think we've got this solved now. We have the Between the Buns, BTB, you can call it for short, the burger rating system. So there's 100 points possible for each one of each burger we eat, because we're going to eat a lot of them. This may go on infinity, at least until one of us has a heart attack anyway.
Yeah, if you have a great burger you want us to come by for free to try, just let us know.
Yeah, for free.
Hit Daryl up on the numb
It's
guys.
the key. So 40 points are for the patty, which is the heart of the burger. You got to have a good patty. That's got to be the majority of it.
I
right?
agree.
Yeah, without a good patty,
I would
you don't have a
argue
good
this
burger.
might be half the burger.
Yeah, these guys haven't seen this, by the way. This is the first time they're seeing this. Well, I gave you an opportunity.
You didn't ask.
I asked
did.
you 4 times. 20
I
points.
just want to say one thing.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Somebody could, stuff their favorite vegetables inside the bun, but nobody's going to just sit there with a patty and a fork and a knife.
You could have all your butter pickles in there and be like,
What?
this is 20 extra points.
You're putting the patty at 40%
Yes.
versus
I've
a
seen a
bun
lot.
at 20, but something's got to carry that.
No, you don't need anything.
There's a vessel that's.
That's a way to cut
Not
your
worth half.
carbs. That's
Sure.
an Atkins diet. Just eat the burger.
Rich has got your back on this one, Jim, so that's how you know you're
I
probably in
eat-
trouble.
I eat burger patties all the time.
You do?
Yeah, call them chopped steak is what we call them in my house.
Well, I stand corrected.
You ever just have a burger patty?
My daughter actually eats them between lettuce.
You ever
Oh,
have?
yeah. She must be
That's
trying to
pretty
cut her carbs, right?
You ever have S hit on a shingle?
Come on.
What?
Come on now.
You ever have an unwich?
All right, so then we got the bun. The bun, which is also important. 20% of a total burger, I think, has got to be the bun. So that's the foundation and the embrace of your patty.
The hug?
It's the hug. Yeah, it could be the hug.
In a way, it is.
Then we got 20 points for toppings and accoutrement, which is French. There's probably
Too
some
much,
sort of
too
something.
much.
What, is there a tilde that's supposed to go in
I think
there?
there's got to be something there that's
Wait.
not there.
Does any of us have any French background?
I have none.
There's no Frenchies here?
I like
Buffet.
French fries.
Yeah. So why would we have French if there's no Frenchies here?
That's just what I came up with.
It's just a word, Tom.
Yeah, it's just a word.
Just the words.
The build and the aesthetics, that's only worth 10. So you get your form and function. So I'm going to actually go over each one of these a little bit more in a second. And then overall impression, sides, and the value is worth 10.
Sides like what? Fries?
Yeah. Like fries. So here is actually, I'll show everybody this. This is top secret, but I'm going to show everybody our scorecard that we're going to use for each and every one of these going forward.
OKC scored the first basket, by the way.
We knew it. So here's the
Minus
patty. And again, this is 40 total points. So we have flavor profile and seasoning. That's worth 10 out of that 40. Okay. I even went through and I have each of these rated out so you can have a guide. Cook temperature and accuracy. That's worth 10. If it's really effed up, you're going to give it a 0 to 2. And if it's precisely cooked, perfect exterior with a nice sear and a nice crust, and interior doneness will be a 9 or a 10. Juiciness and texture. If it's really dry, by the way, the Hilltop, not to let on, but
Not dry.
not dry. That's a juicy burger, buddy.
Moist.
Yeah,
Rich said I got him in the eye with that
10 points. It
juice.
squirted right at him.
Shot me right in the eye.
Yeah, so juiciness and texture, that's worth 10. The meat quality and the grind, also worth 10. So if it's a frozen pre-made thing, that's going to be a 0 to a 2. You get a little leeway there. Maybe it's a decent frozen pre-made patty. You might give it a
What
2.
would be an example of that?
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Because even the quarter pounder at McDonald's is not
Fresh.
frozen.
Yeah, fresh, never frozen.
Like the unfrozen caveman lawyer.
You know, I think I got to, hold on a second. I think I actually got to answer these. Otherwise, I won't be able to keep going because these are required. Hold on a second here. Talk for 1 second while I put some zeros in.
Do you like Burger King's frozen patties?
Are they frozen? I guess they
frozen.
probably
They
are.
I worked there for a couple of years.
Well, yeah, but things do change over time.
It doesn't go from frozen to fresh. It never goes that way.
Well, that's
I
what
think
happened
it's
at
state of
McDonald's.
fact
That's a real
at
good point.
McDonald's.
That's
it's
what
only,
happened
it's
at
only the one
McDonald's.
burger at McDonald's, though.
Yeah.
Which is kind of odd.
Oh, wait. Putt says he needs to join us. Yeah, you come along, man. You're welcome anytime.
Sure.
But you like burgers?
I know he likes pizza.
Can you ask Putt if he
Does he like
likes burgers?
By the way, he did text in, so I'm gonna get after this. I'll get in.
Okay.
I'll get into the pizza.
7-0, by the way. OKC.
OKC.
What was on the
Rivers.
line, was it? Oh, I guess not.
All right, so we're on to the bun, the foundation, and the embrace. Taste and freshness, we're 7. If it's fresh and it's tasty, I'm gonna give you 7 on that. Texture and structural integrity. If the thing's falling apart all over the place, that ain't good. So we're gonna give that 7.
What's an example of that?
You know, honestly, I was a little disappointed. So here's the thing. So
Yeah, the
Hilltop,
texture was the problem at the Hilltop.
like
I
the
love
taste
their
and
bun.
freshness was great. It's a 7.
It's not the bun.
But the structural integrity, I'm gonna maybe give it a 5 or a 4 because it fell apart on the bottom. for me. So that's going to bring the score down. I think I said that actually.
I wonder if your grip is just too
You
much.
think I'm too strong?
Overpowered.
Are you
Heard that
saying
before. I'm just too powerful?
You're saying JT's limp wristed?
No, yeah,
No, the opposite. He's got them,
He's using that
vice
hand.
grips.
Yeah.
Oh, vice grip.
The vice
Yeah.
grips.
Too tight.
And then he's like, "Oh, this bud's falling apart. My thumb is inside the meat."
It's that those man paws.
Well, that's why it's going to be an average for the final score of all of us, because maybe you guys don't have that problem with your little woman hands. My big man
Got these
hands.
tiny
Yeah,
hands.
I try to be delicate with the burger.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
I just go in there, I grab it.
it's
Jared Goff don't have that problem.
You gotta-
No, he doesn't. He can barely actually hold a burger. His hands are so small.
Little Marco.
He's got the opposite.
He's got
issue.
the opposite problem. All right, and then the preparation. So the toasting and steaming also combined with the burger to bun ratio. So I kind of smushed these together. We're 6. By the way, I'm not going to talk anymore about Hilltop. That would be stupid,
Hey.
but very,
You're
very.
giving too much
best
away.
bun in Macomb County.
Yeah, I know you think that.
I
know
don't
you
think it. I know it.
Well, that's
We haven't
why.
gone around to every burger place
Right.
yet.
You can't make that claim on the first stop, dude.
I've been to a mall.
No, you haven't.
I don't think so.
Where haven't I been?
Do I have a list of every burger place? Have you had a burger at the Naked Burger?
Yes.
You did?
Adequate. Cheese sticks, pretty good.
Did you have a burger at Wildflower Cafe?
A burger? They
Yeah.
don't- Do they have burgers on
Why
the
wouldn't
menu?
they?
It's a breakfast place.
It's open now.
No, it's not.
It was just open.
I call
just
BS.
drove by it. I just
you know
drove
what the
by
B
it.
and the S stand for? It's not beer,
Beer
and
and
sports.
sports.
It's not beer and sports.
Jeez. I would like to continue here.
Okay.
Toppings.
We didn't
and-
go into Oakland County, so
Well-
I can't say it's the best, in the Tri-County area. But in Macomb County,
Here's the thing.
best bun.
You're going to give it
biased.
your rating. I'll give it my rating. Tones will give it his.
So
and
we
Richie
shouldn't
will
be
give it
doing
his.
this, is what you're saying?
No, and it's going to come up with we're going to have a score that's the
Composite.
average of the three of us.
composite
Or four of us.
How many
rather.
burgers have you had this week?
2.
I had 4.
That
So
doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't mean anything.
what?
You had 4
make you more
shitty
of an
burgers. What do
expert.
you, yeah.
You don't think?
No.
I had 200% more burgers.
What are you not an expert
You
in?
could
then?
be skewed.
Pizza?
You could be
burgers,
skewed from
hot
oversaturation.
dogs?
All 3. Yes.
So you've eaten more than
Name
all
another.
of us?
Name a 4th ingredient.
I don't know. Eggs?
I had
Coffee?
a couple of those and a lot of that.
Pancakes? I have no idea.
Jim's getting upset over there, so
No, I'm
Let's
just
let him
I'm reading
talk.
the chat. Realtor Lauren's in the chat, by the way. She says Aiden would love to come join. That kid will down all burgers. He is the king
Of Burger
of
King.
burger eating.
Uh-oh.
I think she's looking for a babysitter Friday night.
Only if it's Friday. Yes, she continues on. Putter says, love them in regards to burgers. Love them. We all love burgers. Who doesn't love a burger? I mean, come on. You got to be
I don't
something
think
wrong
you're
with you.
American.
Yeah, if you don't
Yeah,
love a burger.
You're American
My
hater.
Indian friends don't care for the burgers too much. No Pearl?
Pearl Dua?
Hey,
I know Pearl. Oh,
you
sorry
keep
about the
her-
last thing. I do know,
respect her
I know Pearl.
anonymity.
I know Pearl. Went to high school with Pearl.
Is that why they have cow
did?
crossings in
Yeah.
India?
she does like the Impossible Whopper, though. She
I've
was ordering.
had the Impossible Whopper. It's really not bad.
She
you're
actually
right.
she was ordering that before
It's
when it was called something else.
Okay.
It was just veggies.
Just veggies?
Yeah, just a lot of lettuce.
Oh, yeah. We had a veggie Whopper back when I was there. There was
That
no
sounds
patty.
disgusting.
It was just all the veggies minus the Whopper.
That's not a burger.
The
That's-
Indians would come in. You know what they say in the.
Oh, no.
I used to work drive through, so I could say this.
Okay, yeah,
Personal
sure.
experience.
Yeah, that's
Like-
what they say. Personal
like,
experience
hello?
allows you to say,
You sound like Nathan Fielder.
They're like,
Anything
I
you
like
want.
the veggie Whooper.
That's not funny, Tom. That's really funny.
2.4 billion people right now.
they call it a Vooper?
A veggie Whooper.
A veggie?
Veggie Whooper.
Funny, funny.
Okay.
Let's
You
just
guys
say
ever
that
seen
Tone's
Slumdog
opinions
Millionaire?
do not necessarily reflect the opinions of all the numbers guys.
Right.
Pretty funny.
That's okay.
That's true. Hold on. Let me just get it back together here for myself.
You know, I work with a couple of Indian folk at my office,
yeah, sure.
and
Let's keep on this.
Tones is going to ask, are they
conversation path.
telecommunications people? Or
no, I want to say though that in that country though, there's so it depends where you're from, and it's amazing how different you are from. Like the one guy is pure, like Tones say vegetarian, like he won't have anything else, but then a guy from another area because they're so
Sikh.
segmented.
The
He'll
Sikhs.
eat like almost all meat except like maybe pork or something like
Yeah,
that.
the Sikhs.
Yeah,
right?
so-
Sikhs, right.
This moment
I'm more-
in India brought to you by IBM.
I more relate to the
I do like
Sikh
President
and the Hindi.
Modi. Modi. He's a good guy.
we wish him well against Pakistan.
Yeah,
I think they. I
Keep
think
up the
Trump
fight to
settled that,
Kashmir.
didn't he?
I'm sure you did.
Kashmir, win it.
Hold on a
Jim, you're
second.
being awful quiet over there.
I'm trying to get Put's stuff on here without putting his phone number on the internet.
Oh, more India talking.
Trying to figure out how to do this. It's gonna be.
Some dog millionaire when they fall into that shit pit. That's
Is that
so
the only? Is that the only Indian movie? Or Bend It Like Beckham? That's another.
But you know
Indian.
that more
Is that
movies
Bend It
are
Like
produced
Beckham?
in
Yeah.
India every year than in the air in Hollywood.
It's called Bollywood, right?
They dance like this. Like,
Yeah.
Tones has been looking for Bollywood all this
yeah.
time.
I'm gonna tell you what. Indian food would not be good on Tone's bowels. That's for damn sure.
I think Indian food would not be good
Sure.
in general. It's not safe for consumption. I'm sorry to disappoint 1.3 billion
The
people.
buttered
but-
chicken-
Point something.
Buttered chicken is the only thing I can put down. The rest of it's no good.
I got this pretty well figured out now.
It's not.
All right,
It's
sorry.
curry and stuff.
Oh, curries. I can live without curry.
Yeah, that's rough.
Which makes me wonder. The last time we had somebody text in, I probably put their phone number on the internet.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Son of a
Now
gun.
they got Indians trying to steal all their
Just
information.
go back and wipe it out.
Wipe it out. I don't remember who that was. Oh,
No, what-
was that the chick from?
Probably why Daryl got hacked.
Could be.
I didn't look into that
Could
just
be.
yet, but
All right. Was that? Are we done talking about Indians? Is that good? We done with that segment of the
I
show?
think so.
we're all inclusive over here.
No, we are all inclusive.
They're
Whatever
not-
you want, it's part of the deal.
They're not Pacific Islanders. So.
Okay,
They're not
top-
the Indians anymore. They're the Guardians, by the way.
I'm sorry. My apologies to Cleveland fans everywhere. We got toppings and accoutrement, the supporting cast. So
Accoutrement too,
the
then.
ingredient quality and freshness of the lettuce, tomato, onions, cheese, pickles, whatever you want on it. For Daryl, it's just going to be
How
cheese.
fresh is the cheese?
How fresh is the cheese? Is it good? Is it bad? You
Is
tell
it freshly
me.
cut cheese?
8 points. Is it freshly cut?
For Tones, it's how cutting the cheese after.
Cutting the cheese, yeah, because I don't have cheese on it.
So digest. We don't have digestion.
I
on
cut
here.
the cheese on the way home.
You know, I was thinking about this, that Tone's not having cheese
Yeah.
is probably an asset to us because we can actually see what the patty looks like without it being covered by
Oh, I
cheese.
agree. Yeah. You
Yeah.
can get some nasty looking patties.
I don't
Sure.
bastardize the burger with cheese.
No, I'm happy about this. Flavor, harmony, and creativity. So if it's a harmonious experience, if everything comes together, and if it's creative, that's worth 8 points right
I
there.
think that's a Kuna Matata when it all comes together.
Yeah, when it all comes together, that's exactly what that is. Proportion and distribution of your toppings. Is it like Hilltop? Going to say this right now. That's a 3 or a 4. Well proportioned. Wasn't too much. Wasn't not enough. I thought that
Or
was really
some people
good.
like the burger just hanging out like 10 inches.
Just flopping.
wider.
Hand patted burgers,
Yeah.
7.5 ounces to 7.1, depending on who's patting them down.
Yeah.
And cooking.
Yeah,
Gotta lose a little fat.
if Jim likes his well, and I like
Oh, I
mine
don't
medium
like
well.
mine well.
Oh, what'd you get yours cooked at?
Oh, medium.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I got too. Medium.
I went medium well. Usually I do go medium, but Jim's gonna say we don't need D-Dub telling you about his scale for cooking temperatures.
Yeah, you went on quite a while about French fries and how you feel that certain fries are. I'm cutting that part out.
I got a lot of people in the DMs asking about fries.
No, yeah, no, I get that. So talk
Or
about the fries, not the way you've
Maybe it's not as
every
many
French fry
as
you've
it
ever
is
eaten in your
about-
life.
You're on a fried tangent.
Yeah,
This is not the
Never
French
mind.
fried challenge.
right. Went on too long about the fries.
I did?
I think so.
Well, you'd have to share the rest of the video so for
We'll
the rest
share
of
it.
us to
Maybe
just-
it'll be in the Patreon. The director's cut might be there. Let's see. Let me finish this off though. We gotta get through this, guys. It's been hour 19.
I'm buying stock in Patreon, by the way.
Putter's getting bored. Structural soundness and eatability, not edibility, eatability.
Eatability.
That's 4 points. This is under the build, aesthetics, form, and function.
Tones is going to say something about Italy.
I love these.
Oh, that's a good place.
One of my favorite places in Vegas.
Pretty good called it. Yeah, right. Appeal and presentation. That's only worth 2. I mean, I think you want it to look nice, but it's not that big of a deal if it looks like shit, but it tastes great, right?
I would take taste over look, but I get it. My grandma would always say looks on the food is it's more
Presentation
important.
is everything.
Yeah.
Temperature consistency across components. I kind of like this one. You ever
Get
have
some grill
warm
spots.
lettuce? What's that?
Get a little grill spots on the burgers.
I'm saying, like, you ever have warm lettuce and tomato and like a cooler burger?
Oh,
Oh,
you want the McDLT? You get the
Yes.
hot on the hot and the cold on the cold.
Exactly. You got to have this stuff,
I
to
don't
be
want
the
hot lettuce.
appropriate. Right. You don't want hot lettuce. Sometimes you get that though, where it's been sitting under the heat lamp
Ugh.
and everything else is warm. Yeah. So that's going to be worth 4 points.
Never had that problem.
Well, yeah, you're a little different. And also, I think this particular system works across all of our tastes because you can just use cheese as your topping, Daryl, and
Okay.
still give it a rating. And Tones can use what he likes on his burgers, foie gras. And Richie can use bacon and
Barbecue sauce.
Sure. Sure.
And all the fixings.
Yeah. And this
Onion
is
straws.
onions. I like onion straws.
Yeah,
on my
me
burger,
too.
man.
On
Me
your
too.
burger?
Love
Oh,
it.
yeah. In fact, when I eat my burger without the bun, there's onion straws on top of it all the time.
Yeah.
You eat your burger without the bun?
Yeah, when we have chopped steak, which I just talked about 7 seconds ago.
I thought
Remember
you
that?
were implying that it was a fork and a knife situation.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were taking them
Can't
onion
eat it with your
straws. And,
hands.
I thought you were taking them onion straws and using them as a.
Oh, it's a bun?
Yeah.
Like an onion straw bun?
Yeah.
No, but I
have
might
to,
try that because it actually sounds
You could
pretty
do that.
good.
Maybe put paste it together with egg. If you had enough
Right.
onion straws,
Right.
Put together a patty like that.
Yeah.
That'd be good. It'd be like a hash brown patty almost.
It would be pretty good.
That would be good too.
I might actually try that at some point.
Me too.
This is the last category. So we have overall impression, sides, and value. It's only worth 10, so it's not worth all that much. But the overall flavor fusion and balance of the burger itself, that's got to be worth something. So that's 4 points right there. Of course, my scale goes to 5. I'm going to have to change that. Side dish, that's only worth 3. I made it worth 3. So you got to have a good side, right? I think with your burger. But I don't think that really should change
Does
the
it mean
rating
you're
of the
like
burger
the
that
pickle
much.
on the side, or is it like the fries,
I'd say fries,
pickle,
chips.
chips?
Yeah. If it's poor quality, if it comes out cold or something like that, you're going to give it 0. And if it's exceptional quality and it enhances the burger experience, you're going to give it those 3 points. Which fries a lot of times do enhance a burger experience, I'd say.
They do.
And then the value for your experience. So if it's a good value and Hilltop is, spoiler alert, that would be a 3.
Exceptional value.
Right. So those are the burger ratings. Whoops. Screwing everything up here. Does that sound good?
Are you done?
I'm done. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. It's going to take us
didn't-
about 3 hours
I didn't
to
think
rate
I was
these.
going to have to take the SAT again.
Right.
We're going to do the
a lot
pre-SATs
of,
tomorrow morning at the Shelby Township
a lot of
Public
stuff.
Library if you want to.
Do we have like Scantrons for this?
It's really only like 15 questions, but just if you talk your way through it, it takes a while.
If Jim had the Scantron machine, he would prefer that you filled out the Scantron. Absolutely.
With the
'cause-
number 2 pencil.
But don't go writing any letters in there. Only numbers.
Only numbers. Yeah. Did I mention
always
that the phone
2C.
lines are open? Did I say this? I don't think I
Phone
did.
lines are open.
Yeah, phone number 717 TNG Talk. That's 717-864.
Give us your craziest burger story.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's throw it out there.
Throw it out there.
Anybody have a crazy burger? Do you have a crazy burger story?
I bet you I can come up with one. I bet you Daryl does.
ordered a burger one time in elementary school.
You got it at school?
Yeah, because I didn't have a lunch, and the lady's like, "You have to eat.
Sure.
It's on the house." Guess what? There was a fly underneath the burger.
It's better than maggots. But
Yeah.
Is it?
now, I would say not one experience, but going to White Castle's wasted at like 2 a.m. Me and my buddy would split a Crave case and just pound that shit. Just sit there. Actually, I was one in JT on a work trip.
No. Me and you would have been
And
drunk at White Castle.
JT fell asleep on the briefcase, White Castle. And then I couldn't get him into the taxi. He didn't know how to open a minivan door. And I couldn't,
On my defense, those door handles are in a weird spot. I couldn't do that without.
he couldn't figure out how to open the minivan door in the Uber.
That reminds me of a
And,
funny story
yeah.
in Vegas. We took an Uber, and it was one of those like electronic Mustang cars. And there's no handles back there.
Yeah. Same with a Tesla.
And you can't. So Lauren couldn't get out, and she's like, "I can't get out of the car." And the guy's like, "It's above the handle." Da, da, da. They're getting in an argument about it. Well, he gave her like a 1-star customer review.
See,
How upset did she get about
She
it?
was just being fun. I mean, she was just like, listen, I know you're telling me where it's at, but like, I don't know. Because it's dark. It was dark too.
Okay.
You just couldn't see. It
Dark
took me
mode.
a good minute to find it on my door as well.
Right.
But I mean, the guy's like, you can't expect anybody that's never been in the back of a mock Mustang or whatever they call those
Mach
things.
10.
Yeah, to be able to find that
Yeah, there's
random
no handle.
hidden
I mean-
handle. Hey, careful when you open those, by the way, they fell. Just saying.
Man, how much?
I love the aroma.
Oh, this is Boss Tweed. This is a
It's the Boss.
separate libation exploration. I'm not going to play the theme,
Play
but
it.
I'm going to put. Yeah, you want it?
Play it.
Everybody loves it.
Tasty beers or fine bourbons for our face holes to try. It's libation exploration with the numbers guys.
And we are back in Studio 8B. This is one of mine and Dub's probably one of our favorite beers of all time, and I don't believe we've had this on the show.
I don't know because it's
I don't think
Dale's
so. Double hopped.
It's Dale's absolute favorite, I believe. He can comment in the comment
We might have
section
had this
of
one
the YouTube.
Yeah,
I feel like he has brought in his favorite beer from there.
I'm not sure. He might have, Jimmy. I'm not sure.
I thought it was something else, and he said it was
Probably.
almost as good as Boss Tweed. I think is what he said. But I'm gonna pull this up here on the screen. This is Boss Tweed from the Old Nation Brewery, which is the winner of the Bill Lambier Lime Beer Award.
Is this your number
Boss
one
Tweed.
IPA?
It's up there, man. This is a double.
Is it the top 3?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think it's the easiest. I'm sorry. I don't mean to go
No, it's
ahead.
okay.
Read the. All I was going to say is I think for 9.3, it's as easy drinking as you're going to get.
Yeah,
I would say I would agree with
And I find value in that.
sure. It is high. It's a double. It's a double New England style IPA, 9.3, 68 IBUs. So there should be some bitterness there. And it's only available seasonally, and it just came out this year, right?
you. Okay.
So uninteresting story. I think originally they were seasonal, but I swear they at one point they went to all year round. But I did read recently on the internet that they are seasonal again. So
Yeah, see, I thought the same thing about Oberon, which
I
I,
might
think
be
I
wrong.
said on the show.
I could be wrong.
I was totally wrong about that. Ooh, I really effed up this pour here. I'm going to give this a second
Wow.
to, I poured it kind of
I
quick.
need a second glass. You got another glass over there, Jimmy?
Yeah, let me
We're
do
gonna be
that.
waiting good end of the show for that thing to clear
Yeah,
up.
that's a good point. That's a real good point. Let me,
I'll jump in while he's doing that. I think I like the
Aroma.
Boss Tweed is is it still the when it's the single hopped? Is that what it's called, Boss Tweed, or is this just Boss Tweed double hopped? Is this
all the same.
Question.
No, this is the same.
Are you referencing
so?
like
There's
M43?
a single hopped version of this, right?
No,
No, this is
there's
this
only
is
one.
only Boss Tweed. they
Only
make.
one Boss Tweed. Yes, sir.
I gotcha. Okay, it's a little too hoppy for me. I do agree with Daryl for 9.3%. It's not terrible. I mean, it doesn't hit you like some other stronger IPAs do. I do like the IPAs from Old Nation a lot compared to a lot of other ones we tried. So this is not bad, but it's just not my favorite. It's a little too strong for me. But if you're a good IPA drinker, I bet you love this stuff. So if you're a big IPA drinker, I should say. What the hell are you guys doing?
Sorry, I broke this over here. I don't know how I did that. Go ahead, Tones.
I would say probably the best aroma of an IPA that I've been exposed to. I think the citrus does a good job of balancing the hoppiness. And as everybody mentioned, for 9.3, this is not that rough on the throat, not that much aftertaste lingering that you would expect or collapsing. To me, this is very doable. If I want a 9% plus beer, this is
You just wake up and you're like,
for
I'm feeling a
9%
9.3 today.
plus beer. I mean, like this is probably as good as you're gonna get in that high of alcohol content. So I'm gonna give this a 4-1. I think it's a very solid beer.
Big score.
Yeah.
Did you give it a score, Rich?
I'll say 3.7.
I'm going to break in here real quick. I don't have my headphones on, but Rich, this is not. This is. I didn't read the can. This is a different Boss Tweed.
I thought there was one.
Dry hopped. So apparently there's
Dry
a
hop.
single.
Yeah.
And then there's this
moist
double
hop.
dry hop. This isn't the typical Boss Tweed.
So for
Rich
me,
showed you.
He did. I didn't realize. I thought.
I was
sorry.
wondering because remember when I told you about the release date?
Yeah.
I should have been more vocal about that because I just took it for. I had a funny feeling that maybe you had last year's Boss Tweed
Because why?
because June 10th I think it is
Okay.
the release date for Boss Tweed, and so that means it hasn't been out for the last several months.
I gotcha. What's the born on date or the brew date on this?
Great question.
Anybody know? Hopefully this isn't a year old. That'd be weird.
There is a date under there.
Can't read it.
I can't read that.
I can't read mine either.
Good eyes, Rich.
Yeah, good eyes, man. I
Or
didn't
maybe
even
it's his
notice that.
palette.
The only difference is the color is they have little hops that make up the Boss Tweed logo on
Yeah.
it. That's the only thing.
Oh, I'm
That
not.
was-
I wasn't even sure
That
myself.
was good, man.
but,
Thanks, Rich. Coming through in the clutch.
To be honest, though, I'm still not sure he's right.
Hold on. I'm right on the website.
I'm looking
here.
at it.
Hold on a
I'm
second.
going to look at it right now
Okay.
because I the can does look different. But would they
Yeah.
really have that out there during the
you go.
non-season?
You go. Score one for Rich. Double dry hopped Boss Tweed. Son of a bitch.
Even more limited, except for it's available when it's not.
It's a
Yeah.
When it's normally
3 weeks
not.
out of the year. It's available.
By the way, fiance Lauren says, I knew you were going to tell that story, Rich. Yeah.
That was funny.
You should know them through and through before you marry them.
Hey, Realtor Lauren, could you give a embarrassing
Oh,
Rich?
who's Realtor Lauren? I don't know a Realtor Lauren.
Isn't that what you called her?
It's fiance.
Fiance
Lauren.
Lauren.
Is
did I
I
screw
just
that
want to know, is the Detroit distillery booked, and what day are we looking at?
Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
I would
I
like to know.
I like to save the dates in my calendar like way ahead of time. You know.
I want to know, does she have any good
check?
stories to embarrass Rich? Like he just embarrassed you.
That wasn't
Yeah.
embarrassing. said I was stuck back there.
You said she's too stupid to know where the door
yeah.
handle is.
Whoa.
She's like, "Nah, can't
You
find
said
it."
it.
Oh, you're in trouble now,
said-
Dubs.
Ding, fries are done.
Okay.
Lauren, we'll wait for your response.
Well, yeah, we'll just sit here. This is Richie's right, man. This is double
waiting-
dry hop.
we're waiting
I think
for
it's the same
Elon
ABV, same IBU, but it's supposed to be more intense. And I just took this.
It's more intense.
IBU,
It is
like the
real.
circus.
68.
Wow, I'm surprised about that. If it's double hopped.
68 versus. Well, it's the same. 68. 9.3, 9.3, 68. 68.
So they just double hop it so they could sell a different kind of beer. I mean, like what the hell?
Yes. I don't know. But Tones gave it a high score. I just tasted it, so I know
This
what it
is
tastes like
as
now.
good as you're gonna get for a 9% plus, in my opinion.
What do you think, Dub?
I think it's very smooth for a happy beer.
Have a happy Hanukkah.
Here we go.
Hoppy Hanukkah.
Guess who's coming back for a limited time? That's right, the boss is back beginning Thursday, May 29th at 3 p.m. Get your hands on 4 packs. Draft at the Brew Pub before it hits the Michigan market on June 3rd. So it is out, and the can. So it's still a double India Pale Ale, but it's not a double
Dry
dry.
hopped. Right.
What's the difference between
what you already
dry
said?
hopped?
Is that what you already said?
I didn't really say that, no, but
Yeah, so the can, it's just a little different color on it.
But what is there a different flavor?
God damn it, I think we're going to have a Boss Tweed taste
Which one
off.
would the big boss man like better?
If Dale's in the chat, we should get him on to bring on 2 beers next time.
we're going to need you to contact Dale and get him in the chat if you don't mind. In the meantime, Realtor Lauren said, fiance Lauren.
Yeah, get it right.
Come on.
It's
Get
been
with
almost
the time.
100 shows.
Get with the
100
times.
shows.
Get with the times.
She says that Rich isn't an idiot to call me dumb. And
Right.
Debatable.
the Caribbean.
Who did your homework in college, Daryl?
I'm pretty sure I called Rich an idiot on this show before.
You have,
Christ.
yeah. You've called.
Several times, I
No
think.
reason for it.
I lost count,
Uncalled
actually.
for.
I just on the show I'm talking about.
The only person
I'm
that
not
Dubs
talking-
He
hasn't
even
called
said he's
him.
on the Epstein list.
That's not true either.
All right.
Oh,
He
the Epstein list? That might be true.
hasn't called Tones an idiot yet. It's coming now, I'm sure.
No.
Tones.
We share an office.
Not until he's
sure-
shacking up with Dooley over there.
Yeah. That's smart. That is smart. Don't shit where you eat, they say. Fiance
That
says,
thing?
what?
Don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, don't shit where you eat.
That's poignant and
No one's ever had a burger on the toilet?
interesting.
Yeah.
I bet you that's not true.
I've ate a slice of pizza on the toilet.
True, yeah.
I've had a slice of pizza on the toilet. Yeah.
Especially hungover. It's like killing two birds with one stone.
This is getting even better.
What did she say?
That's what I was going to say. She said, the Caribbean is almost booked.
Oh,
Almost booked. That means she's bookmarked the website probably and has an idea about.
All right, do you know what's going on here?
I know a little bit about something.
I noticed that she was selling Century 21 properties over there.
She's got
Timeshare
got a great
Caribbean
deal on timeshares.
Is she listing freight? Did she
I
list?
thought you had to be separately licensed for that.
Right.
Did she list Ragnow's house?
There's the rules overseas are a little lenient.
Well, the great
I know,
news is we can
yeah,
all
but
stay for
technically,
free if we sit through a 2-hour presentation. So
Well, you might get a free dinner.
Technically, I'm a doctor in the Caribbean.
technically, yeah,
Is your
technically.
wedding going to be on an old pirate ship in the Caribbean?
I hope so.
Yeah, like
That'd be pretty dope.
Blackbeard.
It's going to be on the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney World.
Okay.
A little outdated.
A little outdated.
It's a-
Little Johnny Depp, which always ties into one of those cars, either David or the other car,
Yes.
the quarterback.
eye black.
Yeah, the eye black guy. Oh, I can't think of it.
They
Right
do use a lot of eyebrows.
Did I say that Rich is too smart to call me dumb? Realtor Lauren said.
Yeah.
Fiance. Yeah. Okay, I said
He
that.
did
Covered
state
that.
I did say that. What was I supposed to be doing here? I totally got thrown off.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm lost in translation.
How BS is made. Let's
Oh,
start
how
there.
BS is made. Oh no, I have to rate this beer. I have to talk.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, get a number, dude.
Dub, did you give it a number?
No, I did not.
Okay, I give it a number, please.
This is a 9.3. That's a solid 4.5.
Yeah, it's an IPA, man. It's very IPA tasting, which is amazing because I didn't think you guys liked IPAs that much.
No,
This
I
tastes
don't.
like
That's
a-
why it's a 4.5.
It doesn't have the lingering aftertaste though, which is fine with me.
Well, I said 3.7. That's not bad. for
No, that's
IPAs.
true.
It's like a C.
This. Yeah, it's a C. This tastes like there was that Bell's beer
It's too hoppy. That's all for me.
in the
for my
blue
taste.
and like yellowish can. They served it on tap a lot. It was Bell's. Gosh dang! It had like the college looking script on it. You know what I mean? Official. Bell's official. If you've had that, that's what this tastes like. Same level of hoppiness.
Was it 9.3 though?
It wasn't. No, I think it was in the sevens,
Seven,
maybe. Yeah.
It's 2 more.
No, it's good. It's good. But this, if you had that, that's very, very similar to this hazy IPA, hoppy. I'm gonna give this a 4.2. That's good. Very good. In fact, I'd buy it without hesitation. Although I think probably 25 a 4-pack. I don't know.
That is the dilemma.
Yeah, it's a dilemma.
It's going to be low on the getting hammered scale.
No,
Might be
Not really.
okay actually because
not really. 2 of them, and you're definitely not driving.
They're all okay. Overall, if you do units, but if we're in college, I ain't dropping no $25 on 4 cans. Like I need to spend $8
I guess.
and get myself a
But
16
it really,
pack of
it's
Rolling
only
Rock.
This
$12.50.
This is too much for a college kid.
Yeah.
It's only $12.50 though, really, if you think about it.
I'll tell you, I was going to make a calculator that we could do this right on the show with because it's all about the price versus the alcohol, which will then give us the
Yeah.
hammer drunk.
I mean, I
Value
understand.
index.
I understand what everybody's saying. Like, yeah, you could get hammered. You probably get more hammered, but no one's going to go drop 25 in college. Is all I'm saying. Like, you're going to spend 8. I can get
I know
the
what you're
Mickey's
saying.
for $2.
Sure.
You get hammered off a 4. Do you,
Yeah.
Edward,
What's
40
Mickey's
is-
like 5.7 maybe?
I don't know. Yeah,
I think
just
Mickey's
cheap.
would be high on the hammer drunk index, value index anyway. Probably not the Waist Watchers index. That's two different things. But
Probably not.
yeah, the hammer drunk index. Yeah, for sure. All right. So there's been a few times I rated this. Yeah. Okay. So there's been actually probably 3 times I could count on my 3 fingers ever since that
Those
accident.
who lost the
Are you-
fireworks.
Yeah, there was a firework.
Were you gonna do something with
JPP.
putt?
Yes, I was. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Thank
Sure,
you.
you're
All right,
welcome.
punter.
No problem. No charge for that.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate
Tips are
that.
non-taxable though.
Well, they're appreciated, but not. It's
Taxable.
optional. It is optional. All right, so Putt did this thing. This was unrelated to the hotel, I think, right? Let me see if I can scoot this up just enough. Yes, okay. So he went to, for pizza. For pizza. He went to 4 different locations. And we're going to smoke you on the burger thing, by the way. But you should come along with us because we're going to go to 400 locations. He was at Como's in Ferndale.
He did them all in one day, though, just to be for the record.
That's smart. That's smart. Now, I actually have never had a Como's pizza before, so I'm excited to see the picture.
I went there a long time ago.
For pizza?
It wasn't bad. I thought they were a burger place, too. Am I incorrect in it?
I don't know. Putter could probably shed some light on that, actually. I don't know. I don't hang out in Ferndale that much.
That pizza and
Rich
burger
does.
places go together.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where you meet all your close friends.
I keep driving past Ferndale. I go to Detroit.
Yeah, straight to Queens.
The Motor
Straight where
City.
Richie goes. Yeah.
That's me.
Straight to Queens.
He was at the Shields in Midtown. I'm assuming that's the same Shields that's in Troy and
It is
It's a
and it
chain.
isn't, probably, right?
You think it's a little different?
I think it's going to be a little. I think it's like going to Buscemi's in Sterling versus
Chesterfield.
Garfield.
the one in Shelby, which is Utica. I'm sorry, is the one to go to.
You think that's the best pizza?
Yeah.
I go to the one in
Shelby.
Garfield all the time. 19.
That's
that
not
one
bad.
sucks.
You think so?
I had a deep
Compared to
dish
the,
there too. It was
it's good, but it's compared to the one in
You think
Utica.
the pizza's that different?
Oh my God, the Detroit Jim, you've had the Detroit style at Utica's Buscemi's.
oh, it's excellent. Those are great
Top-
pizzas, man.
top,
They're great pizzas.
It's top 5 for Detroit style pizza.
Okay.
My question is: have anybody been to the Buddies on? Was it Conant and
Well, that-
6 Mile?
I wish I had because that's
Is
so.
that the original?
That's the original in Hamtramck. So Putt put this out maybe 3 weeks ago,
Okay.
and I tell you what, I saw the pictures on there. By God, I had to go to Buddy's. We went to Buddy's that very night.
Oh, was that the night you sent the pictures? Yeah, you're
yes,
asking about the beer.
the one in Shelby.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it was good. And Buddy's for me is always hit or miss because sometimes I think they're. Somebody told me that they have they'll freeze their crust.
It's frozen, sometimes fresh.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
if it's fresh, it's going to be totally got to be a
Sure.
better
Totally
product,
different.
right?
Right. I would agree with you on that.
But I guess they get so much business there in Utica that sometimes they'll have it frozen. But when I went on a Saturday night at 8:30, it's dead. So, but it was good. So
in the chat, Putt says that Como's has different owners, but probably best known for the pizza. And that also he did the original Buddies on the first pizza crawl. When was the first pizza crawl? That's what I'd like to know. I'd like to know how long ago.
I want to go to that one.
I do too. Why don't we go there?
It's
it's
a
a Burmaro?
it's a Yemen
Yeah, get some
area
burgers.
now, and you're not a big Yemen. Let's
go have some burgers over there.
You're anti-Yemen, right?
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with Yemenis.
Okay,
No,
just making sure
no,
because it's Hamtramck is pretty.
no problem. Also, Pi Psi at Wayne State.
I went to Wayne State back in the day, but I don't remember a
Pi Psi didn't exist back
It
then.
didn't exist.
It did not
There's
exist.
a lot of new places
I
over there
don't know
now.
if I've been to Pi Psi. I've been to the one that's on in Corktown. That's not Wayne State, so
Grandma Bob's.
yeah,
Yeah,
been to that.
I like that place.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pi Psi. I don't know. I wish we had the pictures that Putt displayed on Facebook because
I got them. I got them. They're coming. I just want to give the reason why we're
there's
talking
one
about
that
this.
looks. I mean, that's the one that made me go to Buddy's because I'm like, I think this is Buddy's, and this
Looks delicious, right?
Like my mouth is watering.
All right. Then also Nikki's in Greektown.
I think actually it was Nikki's though that I saw.
I'm gonna pull them up right
Is
now.
this
Here's the
before
deal.
Pizza Popolis or after Pizza Popolis?
Here's the deal. Nikki's is a very polarizing place. Richie, you've been there before?
Yep.
It can be very good, but it also can be. I mean, I'm talking about my experiences from 20 to 30 years ago, where sometimes the service was poor to very poor. So,
On the stripper side,
no, it's not a stripper's. It's not a strip joint.
Nikki's at night is right next door.
That's news to me.
Well, I didn't know that. Wow, are you Greek, buddy? I didn't know. I didn't know you have to have some sort of.
Richie the Greek.
Yeah, we call him Richie. Richie the Greek. Yeah, look at this. This is Nikki's, by the way.
No,
No, I'm
pass.
sorry. Hold on. Before I hold
good.
on.
It's not
Let
bad.
me make
That's not the one I
sure-
was thinking it was.
No, I'm sorry. That was Cuomo's. Put it back up here.
Not bad, but
Como's.
there's one that looks better, in my opinion.
That looks pretty good though. Look at that
Not
fluffy
bad.
crust.
I mean,
Cuppy
yeah,
pep.
Not bad.
looks good to me.
Hey,
I like
Putt.
the sauce on top. I'm a fan of that.
I'll fist that bitch.
Tones will fist it. Just that's nice. There's a certain point when you get these cuppy pepperonis.
I love like Alibi. Like
Yeah.
I love it.
What are you
Alibi's
gonna
good.
say? What are you gonna
I'm gonna say when it's almost like getting.
Don't let Tones interrupt you.
I'll try not to. Almost like
Only Daryl.
the best bacon. You know the best bacon when you put it in your mouth and it dissolves.
Yes.
Cuppy pepperonis, if they're done perfectly, that hard part at the top of the circle will
No.
be dissolved.
Like the circumcised part.
Like the foreskin. You might call it the
I've
foreskin.
had a lot of pepperoni.
Yeah, so have I. I mean,
I'm not
that's.
sure if you're right about that.
Oh yeah, it exists. It exists.
exists.
And once you get it, you never want to go back.
How about
No,
that
I
place
like
in
that
Detroit we
bacon.
went to?
So say, you
What's
remember
that
you-
place we went
Moots?
before the Tigers game?
Moots has pizza.
That's good. That's good pie. That's good pie.
Yeah.
All right, here is Shields.
is good.
I'll put
I
this
like
up here.
Moots.
Here's
Yeah, Moots
Shields. There you
Pass.
go.
Ooh, that don't look. That looks like someone threw up.
Well, what's
looks
wrong
like-
with that?
It's got sausage on it.
He's got sausage.
Shields is
ass.
okay.
Ah, looks like
it's
Tones
middle of the
did
road.
some damage
Shields
there.
is just a little too crunchy for me historically.
Yeah, there was somebody actually DM'd about Shields one time that they broke a tooth or something.
Yeah, that was Gil.
Yeah, Gil did.
Yeah, and I agree.
It's like eating corn on the cob.
Yeah. Although,
Shields is okay.
see, here's the problem, dude. Like, I love sausage on
How
my
about
pizza
Louis?
too, right?
They didn't do Louis.
They didn't do Louis. No.
do Louis.
Oh, you can only do. They only do 4 at a time on their crawls, apparently.
Yeah, it's over one day, not over
much pizza can you
7
eat?
years, like we're gonna do. I would have said let's eliminate the sausage and let's keep it consistent. 'Cause that way you can have that would be a critique if I had a critique. But I love sausage on my pizza. That looks really good to me. Very appetizing. I'd eat that right now. There's no doubt about that. You guys like sausage?
I
Not a
like
big
it.
sausage guy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not my top pizza.
I don't like fennel, Rich.
I don't like fennel either.
I
It's
love
not-
sausage on pizza. It's not my
Pizza
go-to.
sausage pizza never has fennel. I've never had one that's had fennel in it. That's disgusting.
This one looks disappointing.
I prefer
Tell me
ham.
to be sausage,
upfront
actually.
I would
before
take
show it.
ham
This
over
looks
sausage.
disappointing.
Disappointing, he says.
Disappointing. That's pie sai.
That looks like Jets.
I was gonna say, it looks like Jets at the
It doesn't.
Macomb Corners Rec when you get it in the little,
Yeah.
or at the Utica or Ike when you
They,
get the.
oh yeah.
Yeah, looks like bad Jets, like the worst Jets you
This
could
next
have.
one I'm gonna say is number 1 for me.
All right, and then here comes. This is gonna be Nikki's. This is gonna be Nikki's right here. I'm gonna zoom in so you can get the best look I can get here. Here we go. That's Puffy.
I don't know about
That
that.
sounds like Buddies.
I don't know, I
Is that
guess-
Buddies pizza?
I mean, I'm gonna
bet
eat
it-
it, but the presentation almost looks odd with the sauce. It almost looks like a sandwich with the sauce on the side there.
Is that what is that? What's the topping on there? Is that sausage?
Probably tomatoes,
Ground
I would
beef?
guess, on the right side. Looks like little tomatoes.
No, the brown stuff. Putter, what's on that?
That's burnt cheese, bro.
Oh, that's burnt cheese.
You always had a close gathering place.
The one on the left does look
Yeah.
like
Troy
it's-
staple.
Yeah.
I grew up in Troy.
We've
and you-
heard.
and you're
Why
Italian?
does he get a buzzer every time he says he's from Troy?
Or
Italian?
gathering place?
It's not the
Troy.
same.
You never tried gathering place? You know,
What about
gathering place?
Rich? What about
I think
Bill's
so.
Duck Inn?
No, I've been there, but I've never tried the pizza. What's that?
Bill's Duck Inn. You grew up in New Baltimore, just down the road in Delgdeck.
Never went to Bill's Duck Inn.
Okay. My mother-in-law, incidentally, from an estate sale, has a bunch of the plates and dishes from.
I've never
Bill's
heard,
Duck Inn.
heard anybody have more side stories in an episode.
That's what D-Dub
the
does.
next episode.
Shit, are they for sale by
I
chance?
mean, it's better than Jim talking about his scale for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because that's going to set up the next 4 years of our show. You
How are we
ass.
going to, as Rich would say, how are we going to remember all that? Just give it a
That
score.
scoring system's complicated, dude.
It's on. You're going to have it in front of you every week.
I don't think it's that difficult. Jim actually said
No,
in the text.
Rich,
that-
you
he
said
basically
it
said
in the text
like,
message. You said, just give it a
my God.
score, man. Did he not say that?
Well, he did.
I did, but
Rich
then
Okay,
Jim
changed
then.
his
said,
tune.
first of all, Jim said, listen, and this is what I'm doing, and then no one said anything. So
Yeah. Plus, I'm pretty persuasive. I think I laid out a good reason why we need to have the independent things.
I mean, to me, I would say score it and then go over all the things like you're talking about. But you're just trying to keep it structured, which I respect.
Thank you.
Respect.
Yeah, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. You ever hear of it?
Aretha Franklin.
That's right. One of the great
Dangerfield.
African-American women. Putter, what I'm going to say about this is that crust looks awesome. How good does that crust look?
That's
looks-
the
I mean-
cheese that's sort of like,
Dude, that looks good, man.
Yeah,
they got a word for that now.
I'm sure they do.
I heard El Presidente
Yeah.
saying there's a word, but hell if I can remember it.
Okay. I'm going to catch up with Putter just because this is his deal. He says the next crawl will be Green Lantern, Louis,
Okay, there we go.
Cloverleaf. I got to
Oh,
say,
these are original OGs.
should I tell the story about Cloverleaf?
Tell it.
Oh, man.
Preaching to the.
These are OGs. That's OG crawl.
Actually, Dubs was there with me. We were there. It was me. Everybody's gonna be interested in this. D-Dub and a couple other guys, and we were coming back from a Tigers game, wasn't it, or Lions game?
Pregame.
Lions
preseason?
preseason game. And I like to wear boat shoes, so they don't really cover most of my top of my foot.
Hey, dudes.
He gets that little part of his, the front
haven't
of
we
your
heard
foot
this story before?
is sweaty, and so he
feel
likes
like
to
an
keep
episode.
it
Sweaty shoes.
I like to keep about
exposed.
right. And I thought it'd be funny. This was probably 20 years ago now, if not more. But I thought it'd be cool to stand in the steam shooting out of the things inside of the middle of Detroit, which burned the fuck out of the top of my foot. So we get in the car. We're like, let's go eat. D-Dubs, you were driving.
That's right.
Yeah, you were driving.
Nitro.
Yeah, driving the Nitro. Low on gas, D-Dubs is most
Low
of the.
on gas.
Yeah.
Like Kramer.
Did your skirt fly up and the steam blew up?
That's what I was trying to recreate.
Like
Luckily, I did because I would have burned my balls. So
Marilyn
it just
Monroe?
was just my foot. And I could barely walk. And we stopped on the way back over at Cloverleaf, which at that point in time, I was in pain and probably had about 13 to 15 beers. And it was the best pizza I've ever tasted in my life. Then we get back in the car. We're heading back up I-94. D-Dubs runs out of gas on the interstate highway.
There's nothing you
Or
can
just
do
off
because
to
you
your
got
side.
like blisters all over your
Just
feet.
I couldn't walk.
He did. He
I
did
did.
walk.
I
No.
did. I sucked it up. I got
Did
an
you walk?
infection.
No, me and
That's
the
why I only
other
have.
fella.
That's why I only have.
Walked.
I think no. Actually, I think I stayed in the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I only have 9 toes now because of that that whole thing. But anyway, it was a great pizza. To me, the way I remember that,
So good you haven't been
never
back.
been back. No, you can never go home. Once you leave, you never go home. I thought that was a great pizza. But Putter says, Buddy's, Michigan and Trumbull. I've been there.
Yeah.
No more liquor license, by the way, Putt. I don't know if you know that. In Michigan and Trumbull, can't get a beer with their pizza.
No? Really?
Yeah, that's the
like
truth.
Okay.
Z's Villa and Grandma Bob's. That was, I think, last year's is what he's saying. And then, did I say Cloverleaf? I did. Detroit Style Pizza Company is upcoming.
Oh, is that the one in St. Clair Shores?
I think they do have one in St. Clair.
And then
Shores, yeah.
during COVID, they were sending them out frozen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Ask Putt if they get like a bus or something.
Hey, Putt,
Party
they
bus?
you get like a bus or something. And then also, it's the cheese. I'm sorry, it's cheese. The pepperoni is under the cheese on this one right here.
Oh yeah.
This looks good to me.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's the one that made me want to go to Buddy's.
Yeah, I
It's
can
not
see
Buddy's
that.
though.
It's not Buddies. Putter. So what was the winner? Do we know what the winner was out of those 4 for the year?
I don't know.
You don't know. It's gonna be anticlimactic if we don't know what the winner is.
I don't know if it's a contest or if it's just an appreciation or what. I'm not 100% on that. But would you be interested in attending the Hotel Putt pizza crawl,
Oh, dude, come on.
I think the next one, because that sounds like the OGs lined up.
Luis? And
Green,
Cloverleaf?
Cloverleaf.
Green Lantern and Cloverleaf. And
So-
that's the OGs.
Green Lantern is it's sort of a polarizing one as well, but I'll tell you, their pepperonis pretty good. Pretty good pepperonis.
By the way, since I can't put the chat on the screen anymore, I'm gonna read Putter right now. He says no bus, just a couple of vehicles, and the winner is drum roll.
Nickies.
Blah, blah, blah. That's Rich's Cajun impression. I love that one. That was one of my favorites. of all time. Cuomo's is the winner
Okay.
of the Putter Hotel, Casino, Sportsbook, and Resort Pizza Challenge. So there you go. Next time, let us know.
And also, could you ask Putt what time Como's stops serving on a Thursday night?
Hey, Putter, Daryl would like to know, because I know you can't hear him, obviously, is what time does Como stop serving on a Thursday
Night.
Is that what Google's for?
I guess so.
Rich is pretty tech savvy over there.
Oh, he
Just
is.
trying not to extend the show to 10:30 tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
Rich has got to
right.
go pick up somebody probably.
I don't have to pick up
He's
somebody,
leaving.
but this is
He's walking down the
Did we not
stairs.
talk at the Hilltop, or we're gonna have an hour and a half show, and it's been this hour of Daryl talking about eating at random places.
Yeah,
That's why I brought up Moots, because it had nothing to do with the conversation.
That's
Let's
an
just
hour and a
talk
half
about
of
different
Daryl.
places we've had.
D-Dub.
Let's-
Hour and a half of D-Dub.
Fries, pizza, anything that's near and dear to his heart. Well, we might as well just put aside a whole segment.
Sure, I talk a lot.
10 p.m., says Putter.
That's what Angie
10
tells
p.m.
me, but that's okay.
Yeah, talks a lot, but no.
Yeah, I love a lot too.
No, that's good. All right.
I listen a lot.
So here's what I was going to say before I
My
got
clients love me.
on. Nobody's complaining.
Everybody's clients
Besides
love
Rich and
everybody.
Tones and me. So there's been people, on 3 separate occasions, people have said to me, man, the production value on that show, which is our show, is fantastic.
Off the charts.
Fantastic. And I've had 2 times out of those 3, people asking me for advice. Like, what would you do? Like, what should I buy? What should I get? What makes this show is BS so amazing?
That's the people, and you can't replace us.
Well, incidentally, most of them said it's not so much the content as it is the production value. They say high production value,
Worth a shot.
not so amazing on the content. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to get there one day. So I wanted to give you everybody that's starting a new either live stream or a podcast or whatever you're doing. I call this a live show or a live show. The most powerful show on the internet about beer and sports. There's no question
50,000
about
watts.
that. Certainly the most powerful show. It is 50,000 watts. Certainly the most powerful show that Putt watches on a regular basis, because normally he's watching 25,000 watt shows, and this one,
it's honored to be one of his 8 screens downstairs.
it really is. Tones was going to say something, but he started to choke on himself over
I
there.
choked on my own
On your own tongue?
joy.
His own fist.
All right, so if you are interested, and I know there's going to be people, this is going to be its own video, by the way. I'm going to do this as its own standalone video, because there's going to be people that like to know
Sidebar.
what the workflow is. What happens? How do we make
Behind
this
the
work?
scenes?
Okay, behind the scenes, BTS. So here's what happens. On Sunday, the main topic of the show is generally decided. So I know by the time I go to bed on Sunday that X is going to be the main topic, whatever that is. Here comes Monday. I wake up. I make the show thumbnail. We develop the subtopics. Usually that's when I text these guys. I say, what else do you want to talk about? Sometimes I do that. Other times I don't. And then if there's anything that needs to be made, like the video intro, impersonations video, that kind of happened on a Monday or Tuesday. All the the one-off stuff happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm making supporting graphics for the show. I'm writing the show description. I schedule the stream, and usually I know what the trivia question is going to be by the time I go to sleep on Wednesday. The reason why I do this on Wednesday is because a lot of these things are odds-based, and I want to get it as close to the show as possible. Thursday, creating and finalizing the show order. That's when I come up with the outline. And could you imagine what this show would be if we didn't have a track to run on, Rich? Remember that time you hosted? Could you have done that without knowing what we're going to talk about? No, you couldn't have done that. You couldn't have done that.
Impossible.
A lot of this is in the studio. Any changes that need to be made to the ticker. In other words, I had to take Dante off, put, nobody on, but take Dante off. Get the stream deck ready to go. Program the show is what Thursday is all about. Set up the studio. There might be something different. Last week we needed a table for the booze. This week we didn't. Last minute bullshit. And then showtime on Thursday night. Friday, review the previous night's show, and then we edit and upload any standalone videos. And I'll give you guys a fast fact that on YouTube, you can't download the stuff until, like, at least for the length of last week's show, I couldn't download that until the middle of the day on Friday because it hadn't finished processing yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Processing involves Anthony's
Censoring Anthony?
Hindu beliefs.
Yeah.
Does that have to do with internet speed?
No.
Or
It's
just YouTube's allowing them how much content is coming on there?
I just think it takes them, because that was a 3-hour show. So it takes, like, even if I upload a video, it takes a while for it to process it and, do all that stuff. But I couldn't download that until maybe like noon or so on Friday last week.
Really?
Which was great with a hangover. So, yeah, that's something to be aware of. If
It's almost like you have a second job, Jimmy.
It's a full-time job. It is a full-time job. Now I want to talk quickly here. I don't want to spend too much time on this stuff, but I think there is people that are interested because, like I said, people have asked me this on numerous occasions. Video equipment. What do we have here? What's here in Studio 8B? People have been asking me about that. Let's see if I can just pull up. I'm going to pause for 1 second while I grab these pictures.
Pause for a cause.
Pause for the cause, buddy. For sure. Where is this? I had this all ready to go. There it is. Okay. So if you want to start your own show, here is what we have. If you want to make it similar to ours, if you don't, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. But here's what we have. We have 4 Sony VG30s, 4 of them. That should be APS-C, not ASPC, with various lenses. And if you know anything about photography, you'll know that the lenses in a lot of times cost more than the cameras themselves. The glass isn't cheap. But here is a picture of one of the 4 VG30s that we have. What's great about the VG30? I'm going to tell you, I took some notes here. First of all, interchangeable lenses. Interchangeable lenses. That one in the picture, it's a Sigma 16 1.4 for my dorks out there, for my photography dorks. You can use different focal lengths because you can take the lens off. So if you want to have a long focal length, you can. If you want a creamy background, you can do that. It's only 1080p. Each of these are only 1080p. However, the switchers, which I'm going to talk about here in a second, they're only 1080p as well. And YouTube only allows an up to 1080p stream. So having 4K cameras, at least at this point, if you're going to be live streaming, is really not worth anything. They don't get hot. You can let them run all the time. Dubs let them run. Remember the time you let them run all the time? Let them run while I was out of town. You just turned them on. I did the same thing. I let them go for like 10 days. They don't get hot. You can let them run. Nothing really happens to them. DSLRs, if you let them run, they're going to get hot. They're going to overheat. They're going to shut down. You don't want something shutting down during your stream. Everything on here from white balance to gain is selectable and adjustable on the cameras themselves. So that's pretty awesome. The only bad part about the VG30s is the autofocus kind of sucks, especially if you have more than one person in the frame. Then it really sucks because they're not new cameras, they're old cameras. So I would recommend using
VG40 probably.
No, they stopped making these altogether. Everybody went to the form factor that's the the DSLR.
Damn it.
Square, which are made for photography, really not for video, but whatever. These are designed for video, and they do the job really good, especially if you're not worried about something that's in 4K. Also, if you need to zoom, the zoom isn't great. All it does is crop that sensor down, so it just shrinks the resolution. Not really good if you're looking to zoom. Also,
We don't really do much of that, though.
right now, Richie's a little bit zoomed in, if you can believe that, but I don't think it looks bad. I mean, I'm not saying Rich looks good, but I don't think that the overall image doesn't look bad.
You said it.
No, Rich always looks good. Always looks good. This might be a little surprising to some people. We have 2 GoPros. This wide shot right here, boop, that's a GoPro. That is a GoPro.
Money shot.
Yeah, reason for the GoPro is the distance between us and the camera is not that far, and you need a really wide shot. And really, having a GoPro is one of the few ways that you can accomplish that without spending thousands upon thousands of dollars. Also, right above me here, that's a Canon, what is it, HRF 500, I think it is. I don't have a picture of this one, but I'll throw it up here real quick if I can. How can I do this? I guess I can't. But anyway, it's basically a camcorder, HDMI connected. It's good. It's small. It's easy to take with you. Use this at the hilltop. Use this at when we were downtown. Also, along with those GoPros. No
If you were going to
overheating.
Disney World, would you take that with you?
I don't know if I take that. If I was going to Disney World, I'd probably just use my phone. But what's great about all these is they don't get too hot, so you don't have to worry about them. Like even your phone is going to overheat eventually if you're shooting 1080p for 3 hours, as our shows are sometimes. So.
Mine does at the pool, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. And plus, it's usually relatively hot up here, so we have to think about that as well. For my fans of video, I'm going to continue on. We got 2 switchers, 2 of them. We got a Blackmagic ATEM Extreme, the Extreme. And then we have the Blackmagic ATEM Mini. Here is a picture of those and what these look like. So basically it's 2 of them, 8 channels on the Extreme. So 8 video channels on the Extreme. One of them is taken up by the Mini. So I have a Mini going into the Extreme, which will give us 11 total video channels on the switcher. Also have the computer taking one of those. So really I could have 10 cameras running simultaneously and switch between them just like this.
As we continue to grow, I think we're going to want to get a second Extreme, but I could be mistaken.
I think you probably are wrong. If you look up what one Extreme costs, 2 Extremes, probably not what you want to buy. 1080p output on all these, like I said, so it can take in 1080p and output 1080p. Yeah. Oh, the Extreme, this one right here. If I can put this back up here on the screen. The one on the left, you can live stream directly from that. So really, you could go out. You don't need a computer. You could just live stream directly from the ATEM itself.
You don't think that costs as much as a computer, though, do you?
These cost more than a computer. Yeah, they're going to cost more than a computer. Next, audio equipment. Audio equipment, which of course is very important, is your audio. We've got 2, not 1, but 2 Tascam Mixcast 4s. That's our audio interface plus our mixer. These are awesome. But I get excited about this stuff, guys. I'm sorry if I sound really excited, but I'm really excited. So we got 2 of these, 2 Mixcast 4s. That's what those look like right there. Great things about the Mixcast: 4 XLRs per unit. So really, most people just have 1, but unfortunately I decided I'm going to add a 5th microphone, which then means I needed 1 more XLR input than 1 would have. So now we have 8 XLR channels, so room for 8 mics. Each one of those has a Bluetooth connection. Each one has 1/4-inch in and outs, 4 headphone outs, 8 programmable pads on each of these, 24-bit 48 kilohertz sampling, onboard recording, onboard processing, and by the way, I'm going to add this, that all of our audio is processed on the mixer, none of it on the computer. So everything you hear is processed before it gets to the computer. So onboard effects, we have compression, we have limiting, which is basically compression. What else do I have on there right now? Oh, EQ, and then also tones. Don't get too excited. It's an R-roll exciter. R-roll, not an oral, but an R-roll, meaning your ears. So we have some R-roll. It's hard to say. Say R-roll. Can you say
Oral.
R-roll? R-roll exciter.
Ruh-roh.
Which, of course, adds some distortion to different frequencies to make your audio sound more lively. So we got that. We got that. As far as...
It makes Rich's breathing sound more
it does. He's really
lively.
getting into it. You hear that? That would sound different if we didn't have the R-roll exciter. For sure. That's all on board. All on board. You buy a Tascam Mixcast 4, you're going to get all that built in and not have
It's
to
like
worry
you're
about
right there with them.
It really is.
You're sleeping next to Rich.
It is. It is. Mics, we have 4 Rode pod mics. That's what we use primarily on the show. 4 Rode pod mics. I'm going to pull these ones up real quick. These are what each of y'all are speaking into right now.
Speaking my language.
You're speaking into. Here they go. We have 4 of those. These things, I got to tell you, they're built like a tank. And what's great about these is they have a yoke mount. Dub here, let me put you on camera real quick.
Like
Go ahead and grab your microphone. You can rotate that up and down. Well, I'm saying the microphone itself. It's got a yoke mount. Anyway, 360 degrees. Yes. Yeah, you can do all that shit without having to grab the arm. It's pretty awesome stuff. Pretty awesome stuff. And it sounds okay. Here, let me do this. We have nothing but time. Nobody's left the channel yet. That's amazing.
How many? 4?
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm not going to do that. But the thing about the pod mics is they sound a little thin.
Yeah.
They're going to sound a little thin
Then.
if you don't do any processing. So I would recommend maybe a Zoom ZDM1 right here. You can buy these through my website. No, I'm just kidding. But the Zoom ZDM1 would be great if it sounds better out of the box. However, a lot of handling noise, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute, because everybody wants to fucking touch their microphone. So a lot of handling noise.
In particular?
Just everybody. Everybody that's on the show, including myself. Sometimes I grab my mic.
I never
I-
touch it. This was the first
No,
time
you're
I
pretty
touched
good
it
about
earlier.
not
I
touching
like
it. Yeah.
I like stroking things. That's it.
Yeah, but this one has a lot of... We actually use these on the show for like 2 episodes, and I realized that this was a bad idea, even though I think they do sound better out of the box. yeah, you're going to run into handling noise. Last but not least, what else do I got? Oh, headphones. SteelSeries Arctis Prime, that's what the 4 guys over there have. The reason why I selected those is they have independent adjustable volume controls right on the headset, which has become, I guess, probably not a great thing because it turns down and turns up. Maybe I would not do that again.
I would have a fixed sound.
Yeah, but then I got to change the volume over here, right?
I don't think it's that big of an issue.
My eardrums
Yeah,
can
they-
handle it.
You were saying though before that Rich handles the microphone too much.
He does.
Privately,
Rich likes
you were
to
telling
touch
me
it.
that.
He's a
Yeah,
handsy
yeah.
guy.
He likes to handle it.
Every episode he's touching this,
This is
making
is
it.
it the microphone, the actual. I don't touch that part. I touch down here. So
You touch like
You hear
you touch the shaft a lot.
Yeah,
like the shaft.
not the head, the shaft. No, it's okay. I do the same
adjustable
thing.
down there.
But I'm going to tell you that everybody does that. And then my, maybe not to Rich's extent, but everybody likes to do it. One AKG K52s. That's what I'm wearing right now. How about software computing and services? If you want to start your show, you're going to need a computer to run it on. We run on a Lenovo gaming laptop, Intel Core i7.
Do you need
NVIDIA.
a gaming laptop to run this shit?
You don't. You need something with discrete graphics. This one has RTX NVIDIA graphics on it, so I would recommend that if that's what you're
Does that
looking
use
to
a
do.
Chromebook for this or no?
Nibbity.
You could. Oh, you know what I forgot? Jeez, Pete, man. I'm trying to rush through this so much that I forgot my microphone. One of my favorite mics of all time. Shit, I can't find it. It's an Electro Voice RE20. That's what I typically use, although there's been like 7,000 different mics that have been in front of this face hole on the show. Toshiba Ultrabook, that's just my normal everyday computer. I use that to pull up some of this other stuff. Software and services. Show is run on Streamlabs OBS Ultra. Costs you $27 a month, so no, that's going to be an expense if you decide this is something you want to do. Google Voice, that's where our texts come from. That is free. Call-in Studio, that's where you can call in through the show. $10.99 a month plus 3 cents a minute. Podcast Page, that's our web host. That's $15 a month. Podbean, if you want somebody to host your podcast, that's going to be $14 a month.
What is this? 19.99? 3 cents a minute?
Yeah. It's $10.99 a month for the number, then 3 cents a minute. So and I have to stay connected. That's what's kind of shitty about that is like I have to connect before the show starts and I stay connected. So it's 3 cents
Sounds like
every
it.
minute the show goes on.
Alex owes us about 15 cents.
Rich would be willing to kick in $10 a month.
There's no
It
rollover
would be to
minutes.
cover the cost.
$10 more than besides Jim.
Power Director 360. That's the editing suite that I use. I don't think it's awesome. I think it's okay for $70 a year. That's actually not a bad. It's not a bad editing suite. If you started to have to do a lot of editing, then you're probably going to want to look at Adobe's monthly plan, and that's going to cost you more than $70 a year. Ionis, that's who handles our .live domain plus our email. It's $40 a year. Canva Pro, that's how I make these thumbnails. And by the way, thumbnails, I think are probably one of the most important things you can do. So spend the money on Canva Pro. It makes it easy. $15 a month for that. Document Studio, $79 a year. You probably won't need to do that, but this is how, like as an example, when Tones has a top pick, he puts that top pick in because I'm not going to sit here and type out all these top picks 3 minutes before the show. So they automatically go over to Google Slides. That costs me $80 a year. Google Slides, free. That is one thing. Here's a big secret to the show. All the graphics, or at least most of the graphics, everything you're seeing right now, like this is done on Google Slides, which I then key out the background, and then that gives us the ability to have things like when Tones puts his pick in where it comes on over, I don't have to touch it. That's why we use Google
So
Slides.
when you put the bear in the background there, is that like a little thumbnail you
That
drop,
was done
drop
in-
in the background?
That was actually, that's on top. So that was done in Canva. You know, it's really not that amazing, but it was done in Canva. And then the background is in Streamlabs. And then the text itself, that's what's on the Google slide. If that makes sense.
Rich would
So
like to
it's-
contribute to those three:
There's
the
three
Google
elements
Slides,
that-
the Google Sheets, and the Google Docs.
No, I'm not asking for a contribution, but I'm just letting people know that that's what it adds up to. So if you're going to start your own live stream, and now we're pretty full featured, but it's going to cost you $1,200 a year, and that's before you buy anything and before you invest any time in it. Also, there's some miscellaneous stuff that you're going to want to be thinking about. You're going to want to buy a Stream Deck controller. Stream Deck controller. I have a picture of that. That's right in front of me. That's the
Miles of
buttons.
cable.
That's the buttons I push. Yeah, that's what controls everything. A Clark Technic inline preamp for audio. That's a long run between Rich and the Fifth Man and here. So I do have inline preamps. You got to buy some of that. You don't have to, but it's probably a good idea. Miles of cable adapters, lighting, power supplies, lighting. This is something that'll blow your mind. How much lighting costs? You guys know what lighting costs? You're gonna want to make your own if you can.
What are these called? Like canned lights or something? What are these?
Those are reptile lights. That's another
Reptile?
secret. Get
That
some
sounds pretty
freaking
dope.
reptile lights. Get a high CRI LED bulb, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But lighting is not cheap. Stands, arms, other rigging. Every stand, that costs money. The 40 stands we have here. Furniture, you got to think about that. What are your guests going to sit on? You want to start thinking about that. Various other stuff, remote shows and odd occasions. Here's something. Now, this is what your cousin has done. You can tell I love this stuff. Where's that? 7. There you go. The PodTrack P4. If you're just getting started, get yourself a PodTrack P4, especially if you want to do audio only. This will get the job done in right around $120 or so. So it's a good way to start. PodTrack P4. Check that out. What else we got? All right. Now, what have I learned?
Wait a second.
Yes, sir.
How about the desk? How much was the desk?
Desk was free. Desk came with it, man.
Rich would like to contribute to the desk.
No, I don't have to contribute. I'm just saying the desk was free. All right, so here's
Joke was old the first time.
what you go. Here's
it?
what I've learned.
I thought it was pretty fresh.
After 100 shows, 100 shows, because we're at 98. Next week will be 99. We'll be celebrating our 100th anniversary next week. You're going to have AV equipment all over your house and car. My wife hates this, that there is constantly shit in the house and my car. There's
Wait,
always
next week's 100 or this week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, today's 98. Things are going to get effed up often. You're going to need to be able to solve problems on the fly. So if you're not comfortable with that, there has been weeks we have had no internet. There's been weeks we've had no audio. There's been, it's usually something every 3 weeks. Something happens. So you're going to need to be able to solve those problems. You're going to learn to make shit. Right now I'm making a 360 video quality light. So you're going to learn to make things because that's going to save you some dough. Or solve a problem that there is no solution for. So you're going to start making stuff. It's going to lead to carpentry, folks, if you want to do your own show. Everything's going to be improved with practice. The more you do it, I think if you looked at our first show and you looked at any of our more recent shows, things definitely get better over time. If you don't have a plan, you're going to fail. There's no question about that. You have to know what you're going to be talking about. Otherwise, it's going to be really not that interesting. Everything you're going to do is going to take twice as long and it's going to cost you twice as much as you thought. Anytime I say, it should take me about an hour, it takes me 2 hours. Whenever I say it's going to cost me $50, it costs me $100. So remember that. People love fucking with their mics. This is everybody makes jokes about this.
Yeah, it was funny the first time.
Yeah, we kind of buried the lead here, but everybody's going to F with their mics. So if you're going to start your own show, get a mic that at least doesn't have a ton of handling noise, like the Rode Podcast. No, Pod Mics. The Rode Pod Mics. Actually, doesn't have a lot of handling noise either, but everybody's going to be effing with their mics all the time. So remember that. You aren't as interesting as you think you are. I mean, this is pretty easy. Everybody thinks they're pretty interesting, but you're not. Personality with content, not before content. So have good content and then use your personality to present that content. But don't put your personality as the center stage because people don't have a tendency to gravitate towards the IRL type of stuff. It takes a long time to build a following. Don't get discouraged. We've been doing this 2 years. We're not even at 500 yet. And yet we're not discouraged. We keep going. Have a good time. It's AV, not VA for a reason. So it's audio video, not video audio. I can tell you it's easier to watch a video with shit video and good audio than it is to watch a video with shit audio and good video. So make sure, spend the money on the audio first. That's the most important thing. You got to market your show. Here's something I didn't know. I thought you just got put in the YouTube algorithm and people would follow you. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to go out and talk to people. You need to go out and advertise. You need to be on Facebook. You need to do all the shit that's going to get your show in front of other people. Prepare to spend money while you learn. If I had $1 for every mistake I made as I was learning how to do some of this stuff, I'd be a rich man. So you are going to be buying shit, and that's going to, probably not going to be useful to you. You either have to have revenue if you don't like to edit, or you're going to have to edit yourself. So to edit a podcast episode, just audio, is $50 to $500 plus per episode, $100 to $1,000 per long form video if you want to hire an editor for that. And last but not least, you better be committed and you better be having a good time, because 90% of podcasts don't reach 3. We cross that threshold, and of that 90%, 10% I'm sorry, 10% that do continue, that remaining 10%, 90% of those won't make it past 20, and we are at damn near 100.
Wow.
Pretty good. That's pretty impressive, I think.
It's longer than I thought you'd make.
Yeah, people said, you couldn't do it. You sweat a lot. But guess what? Here we are. So hopefully that helps some people out. Like I said, I'm going to cut that into its own video. And, people that are interested in getting started, it's a lot of fun. It really is very enjoyable. And it's a good hobby, and probably overall cost me less than golf would be if I just golfed every day.
A passion project.
It's a passion project. No, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Last thing on the agenda today, on the docket today. No, there's a couple more things, actually. Got to do our top picks. But first, before we do our top picks, here is our standings. So Richie down 21.92 after 405 units wagered, by the way. That's a lot of units through. Putt will tell you that's probably about right. D-Dub, a big week for D-Dub with Scotty at the Memorial last week. What'd you pick up there? You had +2.
I think we almost netted the exact same amount this week.
Did we?
Almost.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I don't remember. It was
Less than 2, but more than 1.
yeah, I think that was about right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So -9.2, firmly in second place. Tones, how'd you do last week? Did you not have anything last
I
week?
busted about even. I had 2 picks.
Okay,
It
busted
broke about even. Yeah.
Yeah, -14.7. I lit it up green. Lit it up green this week. Plus
He's
1.18. I'm back. Had a couple of good weeks in a row of tennis. As a group, down 44.66. And Tones, I meant to ask you about that hat. I like that hat.
Oh yeah, I just got it.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's got a
Brand
little
new.
Puma. Turn to the side there.
Little Puma.
Is that's like 3D?
Yeah, that's pretty.
You
Sweet.
got some sort of a deal with
I
Puma?
got a Puma sponsorship.
Nice.
Wow.
I didn't let you guys in the financials of that deal. So
Well, that's all right. It's pretty
Got to
sweet.
lock you up before you hit 500 subs, you know?
Are we there? Anybody want to check?
The way it's been
We gotta
trending, I wouldn't
be pretty
surprised.
close. We gotta
We
be
were
pretty
at
close.
468 earlier.
we've been blowing up.
500 would be pretty fun.
All right. Let's give Tones. These are the top picks, by the way.
484, Jim.
Oh man, we're so
Closing
close.
in.
Wow, we jumped a lot though, and
Like 100.
We did.
Well,
In a
wasn't
week.
the one girl like 314? That was like a week ago.
that was crazy.
Tuesday.
That's a
That was
crazy
Tuesday.
jump.
Yeah, the drive to
Catching
5.
steam.
When you think of
The drive
98
to 5.
episodes to go all of a sudden go from 3 something to
Okay.
upper 4s, that's
That's
pretty,
exactly what Jim was
pretty wild.
recapping there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Don't
All right,
be
my
discouraged.
picks.
Never be discouraged. We can
Yeah,
get, we
but
can
we
get,
gained a third of our viewership in 1 week.
it was a good week for
Maybe
the numbers
even
guy.
almost closer to a half.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was that short.
The lime beer short.
the lime beer short just like drove up everything.
315, about
I think people like
485.
little short clips, right?
Yeah.
That works.
Well, and we had quite a bit of views on Dante's segment.
Yeah.
That standalone. I think that was good. That
Everybody
got us-
seemed to like
That's
that.
in line with like a lot of our episodes now. Though we're around 1,000.
yeah.
The week before, I think it's at 1,200 now. I mean, I don't know. People watch the show. It's kind of cool, even if they don't watch it that week. Seems to, people go back, I guess, and at least check
look
in.
at it.
Maybe not for more than 5 minutes, but whatever, it counts as a view. So
You okay?
Me? I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think you're right, Richard.
Shut
All right, top picks. Here you go. Tones. This is you, buddy. We already talked about
me?
this one.
So I got Pacers plus 9.5 halftime here. So we'll see what happens second
I like
half.
the 106. That's a nice little saving.
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, it was 9.5, 106.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Get
Okay.
that. Edmonton won in OT yesterday. This is tomorrow night, Friday night. I think this is going to be a 7-game series. I think the Panthers will bounce back. Tough team, defending champs.
Who's the home team, Tom?
Edmonton is the host, but I think the Panthers will tie it up before they go back. Looks like it's going to be a high-scoring series, a lot of offensive run and gun. So I like the Panthers to tie it up over 6.5 going home,
What was the score of the first game?
4-3
Okay.
OT.
OT. What's this?
I got tomorrow. I was trying to get the Tigers, but nobody had a line out for the Tigers game tomorrow night. So with Scooble pitching, there was no lines anywhere.
Is Zach Cubs tomorrow?
Yes.
Cubs here.
Yeah, Cubs.
Yeah,
here.
Cubs here, but School was pitching. But I checked a few different sites. Nobody had the Tigers game tomorrow. So, but I wanted to throw one baseball game. I think the Royals with this pitching matchup -1.5. I like that. So
Especially with the White Sox taking 2 against the Tigers.
yeah, I think they're gonna.
Oh, wait a minute.
Come down to earth.
Did they win today?
They did win today.
Oh shit!
Sorry,
I didn't watch it. It's
We're
okay.
good.
It's
lost an extra innings.
Don't waste your time.
Oh, they took 2 against the Tigers. How could that happen?
That was pretty brutal.
Tigers threw a couple odd pitchers out there this weekend. Like Mize pitched today, and he wasn't that good. They were down 2-0. They tied it, and I don't know. You play 162, you're gonna lose some against some shitty teams. The White Sox are not like they were last year, at least. Not great, but
No, we walloped them that first game. Then they walloped us the second game. Last night was good. It was a good game.
it was a close game though.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
They're close
5-4,
ones.
5-4 or something.
And then today extras against the White Sox. That's
Yeah,
not, that's not.
We shouldn't have
encouraging.
that many close games.
No.
I mean, really, think about it. They just need, if we go 500 the rest of the way, they're gonna probably get in the playoffs. So
Oh yeah, there's no. Yeah. I just hate to see that. Okay. Oh, look at this. D-Dub showing up with some WTA.
Robin Montgomery, are you familiar with her work? The 20-year-old left-handed
Is she-
African-American phenom?
Yeah, is she playing Zanyip Sanchez, right?
Well, if you could tell me what those 2 dots above the O sound like,
I think
that would help.
All sound.
Oh, yeah.
Psalm
Then yes, Zainab Psalmnemus.
Yeah.
some
Robin Montgomery, she's good. At -130, I'm putting a unit on her.
I don't know if
playing
it's a
down
good bet
there
just because her name's too
and-
easy to say.
What?
I guess if you're racist or
No, Jimmy throws up these.
xenophobic.
There's not enough. je ne sais
American
quoi.
person might
If
have
I
a
knew
little
what that
more
meant, I'd
American
respond
name.
to you.
So wait a minute. What made you pick this?
You don't follow the Challenger Tour?
Well, no. I wondered what made you do that.
I've been watching a lot of tennis.
Okay. Because I know you've been watching the French Open.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this isn't the French.
No, this is the Challenger. This is down in Birmingham,
This is
Alabama.
ITP. You down with or
It's different.
ICP?
It's different.
I'm down.
Yeah, ATP.
I was down before they were called
ICP?
ICP.
No, dude, I had the Dog Beats EP.
I was down when they were still called the Inner City Posse.
Sure was. So was I.
You
You
were?
heard that from me on the show.
You're
talking
full
to your
of
brother
beans.
one day.
You're
What
full
about
of
what about
beans.
this one? Good luck.
Yeah, Minnie. They call her Minnie. Minnie Sue. And she's good. 17 years old. Where do you think she's from, Jimmy?
Is it Sue or Zoo?
Zoo?
Jimmy?
I'm gonna say Iowa, probably.
I'm going
No?
to say
No.
South Korea.
Nope. Richie?
Beijing.
I was actually giving Richie the best chance of getting this right.
Taiwan.
Because he let him go third.
No, because she's from Wales.
Oh,
Rich is a
Wales.
big Wales aficionado.
Also a Texan.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Is there
He
a
didn't
lot
admit to
of-
that earlier. He
A lot
didn't
of
fess up.
Asians in Great Britain.
They are Great
I
Britain, but not in
don't
Wales tones.
No, she is British though.
Did she come over in the East India Company?
That I don't even know what that means, but I do know that Dan, Rich's brother Dan once taught me that
Butter the car? No, that's
the
different.
Indian Pale Ale it stems from
Regular
when
Indian?
Britain
Real
had
Indian?
control of India. You see, and they wanted to make sure that beer didn't go skunky,
Okay.
so they hopped it up.
Are Indians that pale though?
I don't think it's the Indians that refers to. It's not like Pale Indians Ale. It's
I think it's.
Had
I think
nothing
he's
to do
getting
with the story, but kinda
confused.
funny.
I think he's getting confused because of he's thinking of the.
Did you say Confucius says?
He's thinking of when what
Just
was
said.
what was that movie with Jonathan Smith and Pocahontas?
That's Elizabeth Warren. So, for your information.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
There's a cartoon starring Mel Gibson where he plays Jonathan Smith, one of the.
Pocahontas. Yeah.
Oh, it's called Pocahontas.
Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's called
Same thing.
Elizabeth Warren, and they refer to the Indians as the Red Man,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's saying pale.
Not Redskins.
And so-
they said Red Man.
That
Okay.
answer your question?
Yeah, I think you answered that sufficiently.
I have no idea what just happened in the last 5 minutes.
No, that was.
That's
that
a
was
roundabout
He's not getting
answer.
enough oxygen
Yes.
to his brain. I think is the
brainstem.
problem.
Yeah.
Is it? Are your headphones cutting off the oxygen supply through your neck?
Oh, I just took a little snooze during here.
Let me grab the stem so I don't have touchy noise.
Okay.
All I got from that segment is I don't want to ever start a pod, but I'm happy that I'm here with you, Jim.
Yeah.
Because
Well, yeah, no,
that's
if
a
you-
lot of work that I don't want nothing to do with.
If you're a dork, though, you're going to love that. And if you're looking to start your own thing, you're going to be like, what camera should I buy? I want to buy a camera. I don't want it to overheat. Do I even
I'm
know that
definitely a dork on a
DSLRs
lot
on
of things, but
You know, I'm never in the
pod.
shower like scrubbing my balls, thinking, "What camera do I need for my podcast?"
Right, because you're not starting a podcast. But if you are, I wish I had all that information right at my fingertips. It would have saved a fortune of
Would
shit.
we still have a show if that was the case?
I'll tell you what, I might start a show right now because we had all this information. So, yeah. Let's go with our trivia answer. Plus or minus one
think
through
I'm off on this.
2005.
Okay.
How many times have the Lakers and Celtics met in the NBA
Cue
Finals?
where Daryl calls me stupid.
Ooh, this is
How would
interesting.
anybody be able to get this within
Out of all
one?
the things, Rich, out of all the answers,
Within one. You think that's what they say? Of all the answers, Rich, you chose that?
out of all the quizzes we've ever had,
Right, all those
dumbest
Lakers,
answer
Celtics.
you've ever said.
I would say just ease up off the microphone a little bit. Just ease your head back a little bit, or
Oh,
I
I'm
know
sorry.
this
I'm
isn't
not-
going to
I'm
make
not-
Jim
I'm not
happy.
sitting on a
This
nice
isn't going to
leather-
make Jim
Yeah,
happy.
please try to make
but
me
pull
happy.
the mic away from your mic.
Don't fucking touch it. No, I'm just kidding. You can touch it.
Touch it.
Some of us are not on nice couches. We got to lean forward, or we fall asleep like Dante.
Now,
Dante-
believe me,
Dante
you
was
have,
like-
you have the advantage. That chair is way more comfortable
Dante
than
was
that
passed
couch.
out like Bernie Sanders on the inauguration day.
He's an older gentleman. No, he's not. Okay, here's go. Tones, by the way.
Tones went
Nobody
first
called it
today.
tonight. That's it.
Solid 9.
Tones with 9. Niner. Good guess, Tones. I'm not going to tell you if it's right yet or not. Richie, lower than Tones with the 7.
I feel that's too low.
Dubs with 10.
Thank you.
10. The correct answer. Plus or minus 1. Correct answer?
12.
Yeah, it's 12. Of course it's 12.
Wow.
Yeah,
Daryl
dude.
sandbagged it on purpose.
I think so. I think he knew it was 12. Went one under, thinking that nobody else was going to get it.
Well, the funny part is
Yeah.
I called it right when you put up the graphic, but I put 9 for my answer or whatever it was.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
a lot
I'm
of
buying the beer.
answers.
I'm buying the beer next week.
You counted the one in Minneapolis?
You said 7.
I said 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody got it.
I felt like it was way too
That's
low.
that's a lot of matches between
That-
the
isn't it?
same two teams. That's crazy.
East Coast, West Coast.
There can't be any other sport that match that. That's crazy.
Hello. The hockey.
The
Got the-
12 teams?
Yeah, you
There's
got
only
the
like 8
Maple
teams, the
Leafs
original
and
six.
you
No,
got-
Maple
you got
Leafs
the
were barely in the
Maroons.
Maple Leafs and Red Wings played a ton in the Stanley Cup early on.
I don't think that's the
Nowhere
most.
near 12, dude.
I would look at Montreal and Toronto.
Boston, Montreal, Boston.
I think we had that as a question once on the show, didn't we? Like what,
What?
the most teams of the most teams have met in the Stanley Cup? Didn't we have that?
It can't be anywhere near 12.
That's not anywhere near 12.
No.
That's got to be the
7,
most.
Really?
Yeah.
There was only 6 teams originally.
Yeah,
You
but
understand
still,
that,
it just
right?
it didn't happen that much. It didn't happen.
I think you're full of beans.
Look it up. Putt probably knows.
Putt, yeah, I was going to say, what are you doing, Putt?
Yeah, he uses that for his handicapping at the,
Okay, let's
the
see.
hotel. Yeah, check that
Well, I
one
guess
out.
we'll have 7 more beers next week. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's my turn. By the way, Fiance Lord in the chat. How you doing, Fiance? By the way, I haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to see your voice.
Nice to, yeah.
We'll go with that.
would be that.
It's funny that Rich's voice, speaking of voices, for Daryl is the same tone he uses for his daughter Lauren.
Well,
Give me a Lauren
Lauren's
impression
okay.
real quick.
I don't know, really. I'm surprised. I guess it would be the same as Daryl. So, why do I gotta spend my own money when you're my dad?
Oh no, I think she wanted him to do his voice that's representing him talking to Lauren and him talking to me.
All right. How many?
No,
how
I
many?
think
Did
he
you,
said.
how many did you say the most common matchups were? Number.
I mean, it's every bit of what was it, 12?
12.
Yeah, it's got to be at least 12.
I said it was way lower.
You said it was way lower.
Okay, and what 2 teams?
Yeah,
I would
but-
say Montreal for sure is one.
What did I say? I said Montreal, Boston.
You said Boston.
I said Montreal, Boston, right?
I would have thought Montreal and probably Toronto, right?
Okay. The answer? Montreal, Boston.
Get out of town.
7 times.
You
Wait a minute.
crazy.
7 times in hockey.
7 times.
Hockey's been around longer than NBA too. I'm really surprised about that.
Well, Stanley Cup has only been
Right.
around.
That's why. Well, the finals only went back to the 50s. Well, that rivalry started in the 50s. It said.
What about baseball?
Okay, I'll check.
I think there's too many teams though to
Abner
have that.
Doubleday started the game. I
Oh,
believe.
yeah, I understand about the
1882,
history of baseball.
Cincinnati
but
Red Stockings.
that would be the only other thing that would be anywhere near that, right? Because that might be the biggest matchup, finals matchup.
How many teams
repeat.
were around back in the day, though? That
That's
are
a good
still
point.
around.
That are still around. Now that did count the Minnesota Lakers, or what is it, Minnesota?
Right, Minnesota. Yeah, Lakers. Right, Minneapolis, wherever. They
Yeah,
go.
but
Right.
I mean, you can remember off the top of your head in the '80s that they played like at least 3 times, right?
I know. That's why I came up with 7 because I figured they played 4 times after it. But I was
All right,
so
what's your
far-
guess for the amount of
for what?
World Series matchup?
The most common?
Yep.
Gotta be like
Yankees and Dodgers.
Yankees, yeah, something like that. Because they were actually in New York before they were the Dodgers, right? Brooklyn or whatever.
I'd probably go with that. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we get. Let's see. Searching.
I can't remember, like, how many baseball teams do you think were around, like, 1918? Like, because there was the White Sox. They were good back then. It was Joe and all those guys.
I would venture to say
Cincinnati,
this probably was the same amount of baseball teams as there are basketball teams presently, maybe?
No.
No?
No chance.
Doubt it.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe, like, more.
Pretty
like
close.
14 or 12 or something like that.
Like for reference, hockey only had the 6, right, for a long time.
Original thing, yeah.
NBA almost went defunct in the '70s.
Right.
They weren't. The finals wasn't played on primetime TV like it is today. It was
Oh, no
played on
kidding.
tape
Well, neither was the
delay.
world. Nothing was played on prime time back in the day.
All right, so what'd you guys say?
What do you mean?
the World Series in the 50s
For
and
baseball,
stuff was
would
not
you
played in
guys say
prime time.
baseball? Most common
That it was
matchup.
played in the day.
Yeah.
But no, the NBA was on tape delay. They
Oh,
weren't
not-
even
not
showing
even
it live.
I gotcha.
If you happen to catch the right paper,
Dodgers Yankees is what I think me and Jim said. I don't know what Daryl said.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
I'd say that.
What would you say?
I
number?
said it. I was the only one that said it.
I think me and
We
Rich
all
said
said it.
Dodgers, Yankees, and
How many times? How
I'm
many
not
times?
denying you.
Wow.
If you said it too, Daryl, that's fine. I didn't hear
Yeah,
you.
No, I'm the only one that said it.
How many times?
I'm gonna go 15.
Okay.
15.
12.
It's probably less, so 9.
All right, you guys are right on the matchup, but it was 11.
God damn it.
No
Oh,
shit.
one off.
So
I-
it is. So Celtics Lakers
Is the most.
exceeded,
Yes. Any,
By one-
any
by
other
one-
sport matchup.
yeah, by 1. That's crazy. Did not know that. Did not know that. All right. Well, that was fun. Realtor Lauren says nope, and then she says that's his impression of Lauren, and how we. So wait a minute. Hey, that's his impression of Lauren and how he sounded for Daryl. So can you do an
Yeah.
impression of Daryl speaking to Lauren, who is then speaking to you?
I just think when
that
I
is
make fun of
weird.
my oldest daughter, that it sounds the same as when I make fun of Daryl.
Okay, that's good enough.
Yeah.
That's good. How
Just
about
a-
some shout outs?
What's
Lower here.
the problem with Lauren?
Daryl, you have kids. Every kid's got problems, right?
Because Lauren's how old? 20? 20?
She's 20.
20? Yeah. Yeah, things will haywire about then, I'd say.
I mean, for the most part, all the kids are great, but sometimes,
You have to take their car away.
you got to take the car away.
That was Rachel, though.
That was Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I ask you what Rachel did? Did I ask you this last week? I don't
Curfew.
remember. Curfew violation. Yep. Happens. That happens. All right, Richie, what do you got for shout outs?
Shout out Jim for all the crazy hard work and thanks for showing
No.
us all that
I don't
goes into
want to
that
shout
background.
out. Don't do
Well,
that.
I don't know. Let's face it. This doesn't get done without you. I didn't even know all those costs were involved. So that's insane. I mean, I knew there's costs, and I know Jim does them all, but I mean, it's more than I thought it was. So I appreciate you.
Life ain't free. Well, I appreciate that, pal.
I won't
That's
quit
very
you,
nice.
buddy.
I'm looking for a shout out here, but thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that. You don't have to shout me out. In fact, don't shout me out. That'd be weird.
No, I won't switch.
Yeah, shout somebody else out.
I'm trying to think here. Just my boys wrapping up another year. My middle child, 5th grade, graduating Tuesday. Getting promoted to middle school. My oldest
Graduation for that?
We do have a 5th grade graduation on Tuesday night. I will officially have 2 in middle school, only 1 in elementary. So that's a little scary thought to me. But congratulations, Mikey. We got a fun day tomorrow. I'll be there running the hockey in the gym at Ottawa Elementary if you want to come visit. So,
I might stop by.
yeah.
How many beers have you had tonight?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be running hockey at this alcohol level tomorrow. So
That could be dangerous.
that could be dangerous.
I keep hitting Rich's
Yeah.
camera there. Yeah, okay.
I'll probably be cross-checking like Slapshot tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good in elementary. So
You know what? I was telling Mrs. Midwest the other night that it's amazing that sometimes you can get your kids to school safely.
yeah,
Like, I don't think I could even do that.
no.
You know what I mean?
What?
I know it's a short drive, but there's like certain times, like last Thursday as an example, where I
Last
don't
Thursday
think
was
I
rough.
could have drove the next day.
I was buzzed getting my kids out to school on Friday morning.
Yeah.
I think I've done it without, like, I wear contacts. I think I've gotten them to school without contacts.
Shout out to
Same difference.
Shout out to JT for for at the age of 42 almost getting me busted for my first booze and dash ever from a bar.
Sorry about
That's
that.
never happened before, and I almost got arrested.
Booze
for
and dash?
Booze and dash. Yeah.
Did you not pay the bill?
Wait, let's just say we had a waiter running in the parking lot asking for money.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose or anything, but it just
Yeah.
we left and I forgot to pay the
How did
bill.
this not make the cut today? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So-
I'm holding
That was
back.
my bad. My bad, waiter. At
JT confirmed he paid, and I guess not. So
did I confirm that I paid? Because I obviously did not pay. He would know better than I did.
it's like
This guy chased you down in the parking lot?
He did. Yeah, he showed up.
Sounds like
out
some of
there.
my oldest
He's
would
like
do.
flailing his arms. I
It
thought
was-
the guy was having
Actually,
a
my
heart attack.
daughter just told me she did that the other day. Like, some guy said, like, it was one of those deals as a group. There is a group, and then
Yeah.
like she has to go out there, and they were standing around a car, thankfully, still talking. She's like, "Listen,
Nobody-
everybody thought each other paid."
That's what happened.
So the guy came in, gave her a nice tip and stuff, but still, like that.
What
that
was
stuff
the,
happens.
he gave me the same reassurance that Hamas released some prisoners. So same thing.
well.
So,
well, what happened was one of our groupies, neighbor Stacy, she left, ran out of there with that glass of Sam Adams from the bar. Right?
We're not going to talk about that.
Okay, nobody's listening at this point besides like this. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'll cut this one out of the final product. Anyway, that's what happened. So
And your
I left quickly.
your vape I put on your desk that you left in neighbor Cece's truck.
Yeah, I'll have to ask you about that after the show.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't cause a problem.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what's going on, D-Dub? Shout outs?
Shout out to the old lady at home.
Yes.
Happy belated birthday, and also
What?
happy
out
what you were saying. This morning she's not feeling very good, and this morning I had to get my daughter to school, and I know that's from that experience that it's not easy to always get your kid to school on time.
No, it's
So,
not.
Rich, you got a historically tardy child over there. It can't be all her fault. It's got to be some of your fault.
Well, since she's been driving, she actually got a letter
No.
from Ike saying that she's done terrific.
Nice.
You were telling us last year about their Shelby Township,
Yeah.
Shelby Junior High.
When was it? Shelby last year was Mallow, but yeah, same
They were
difference.
coming after you.
Yeah, they came after her this year a little bit too.
they're coming for you.
It's historically a couple minutes late.
Yeah.
Just depends on that first hour
just
teacher.
depends on if Rich gets his contacts in.
It takes a while, so you got to put those on your cornea, retina.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
One last shout out to my dad. He's almost out of the hospital, so he's
Is he still there?
still there. Can
You're
you
shitting me.
Shout out to Railroad Rick,
Get home.
_ Rick?
That's his name.
the original kickboxer.
Yeah. He worked on the railroad, so name sticks.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I always wanted to work on the rails. Thought that'd be a great life. You ever?
It's he liked it a lot, like especially as an engineer. He had probably about 10 deer, he said, but the one time he hit a...
What's this?
Well, you can't stop a train, dude.
What's
The one time he he killed a person, though, that messed him up, though.
That'll
'Cause the guy,
fuck you
well, the
up.
guy committed suicide, basically. He just...
you can't hold it.
he parked it. Well, yeah, you can't stop
That
a
was
train.
before
It takes a
Kevorkian.
mile to stop a train, so...
What's his favorite Monopoly railroad?
Oh, I think, everybody likes
B&R?
reading, right?
I think it's B&O.
I thought it was B&O, wasn't it?
Yeah, B&O would be my favorite. Yeah, that's interesting.
I like the short line because then if you could get the Boardwalk Park Place properties, you had a master monopoly in that corner.
Yeah, I think that's why I call it short line.
It's not Think Jim.
You know what's interesting?
What's the fourth one?
The Pacific or Pennsylvania?
No.
Pennsylvania.
Those are
It's
properties.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania Railroad, right?
Yeah.
Or is it Pennsylvania Avenue? No, it's Pennsylvania Railroad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, there's two
Pennsylvania
Pennsylvanias on the board. 'Cause
Really?
There's the green, and then there's the railroad.
Rich just played Monopoly earlier today.
I
apparently.
played Monopoly my whole life.
Okay.
Huge fan.
That's a good game. I love Monopoly too.
We should play it on the show next week.
We should. That's the only thing that
Just
could get
set up
us
the board.
beyond 3 hours.
Yeah.
So,
You will extend the show a little bit.
right. Yeah, might as well. I was going to tell you something else
It'd
about
be tough to make
railroads.
a short of that, though.
Did your dad know about the big accident between it was between like Cleveland and Detroit? It was one of the biggest railroad accidents in history near Toledo. I think it happened.
He might. I don't know.
You have to ask him about
We'll
that.
bring him on the show.
I don't think Buttigieg was around. for
Was that the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald?
No, that's where they pray at the musty old hall in Detroit,
That's right on Jefferson there by
about
the entrance to the Windsor Tunnel.
Maritime Sailors Cathedral.
They had that wreck in Ohio a couple years ago. Remember that? Where all the chemicals got loose?
That's right.
That was
I think
Buttigieg.
Vance had something to say. Yeah, that was under Buttigieg's watch. Like that
Buttig-
means anything, though. I mean,
Buttigieg.
you can't blame that guy for
Can't,
that.
blame,
I mean,
can't
it's not-
blame the booty.
No, I think that's a cop out. Whenever you just blame somebody because they're on the other team,
Gary,
you know what I
played
mean,
some.
for something that's obviously out of their control.
Okay.
I don't like that. That's not my favorite thing. Anyway, I got a shout out.
Shout
I'm gonna shout out my beautiful, beautiful wife, who, amongst other things, met me about 45 minutes from here to give me my computer because I left that at home today. So we wouldn't be able to do the show. I wouldn't be able to do the work that I normally do for my real job without this computer. So thank you.
She was like
Shout
a,
out.
she was like a Minuteman.
She did. She met
back in
me
the
at
war.
I had to do a round
In the
trip
revolution.
today. So I was here.
Save the day.
Then I left and met her back there, and then she met me halfway, and then I came back here. So
Shout out.
thank
Meet
you
me
to
halfway.
Mrs. Midwest. Also, thank you to Mrs. Midwest.
Shout out.
I'm going to give her a double shout out.
Oh.
Along with the kids,
Shout out.
Mima and Papa, Pop and Gagu, because they gave me a early Father's Day present, and I'm heading to the Tigers game
Shout out.
near the Pepsi porch by design.
That's your favorite part.
Oh, I love that part. I love that part. On
Shout out.
Saturday, so me and Mrs. Midwest are going to have a great time. I understand that she invited you guys, but there was problems,
Scheduling conflict.
scheduling conflicts.
This weekend?
Yeah,
But
Saturday.
I'll be at the fucking pub crawl.
What?
Are you on the pub crawl, T-Dub?
When is that?
It's the June 27th, Friday night. You in?
Probably not.
You in?
I'm in
you-
Florida. In fact, we got to talk about that 100th show because I don't even think I'm going to be here for that.
Wow,
Unless
that's
we reschedule.
unacceptable.
Well, maybe we'll do it in Florida.
Hey, come on down.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, thank you guys very much. It's an awesome gift. I'm looking so much. I'm so forward to that.
CFLs.
What?
See you, everybody.
Oh, you ready?
I don't know. I thought we were at
I
that.
had 7 more shout outs.
Oh, shit, my bad.
No, I'm just fucking. I'm just fucking. Okay, let me find that button. So we'll see you guys next week here. 7:30, unless we're changing that. Are we changing that?
7's fine.
I'll be reviewing some burgers. One burger.
Yeah, we moved to 7 so we can do some burgers after.
Should we move it to 7?
Yeah, maybe so we could go do a burger joint after.
Okay. All right.
Robustos.
7 p.m. next week. I'll put something out there about that. We'll
Be
see
good,
you next
everybody.
week, 7 p.m. Bye. Anybody else?
Be good.
Rich
Treat
already said
everybody
goodbye.
nice.
I'll say goodbye now.
There you go.
Love
Goodbye.
your neighbor.
That's right.
Did I shoot it early again?
I think you blew it too soon.
There's always a pizza.
Yeah.